Good evening everybody. I hope you're doing well this fine Thursday evening. Let me switch on over to the regular scene. We have a cookie getting some love and attention here tonight. Good evening one and all, I hope you're doing well. Who have we got in tonight? We have Cook Meat, Corsac, and Metcat, Apophis, Robin, Corpsaturi, Scobble, Dutchman, Two Blue, Hezekan, and Chekagad, and Myasers. Good evening one and all. I hope you're having a lovely Thursday so far. Apologies for being slightly late. I was putting some chicken wire down on our new vegetable bed. It was got something dug into it last night. My suspicion is probably a fox or something like that is having a good sort of sniff through our potatoes my wife has put in. So hopefully nothing's been disturbed too much. Good evening Cassette Tape and Gwyn. Hope you're having a lovely evening so far. We do have Cookie with us at the moment. She's not quite facing the camera at the moment, but she is looking decidedly content at the moment. Let me just see if you can see her just off the edge of the camera there. Not quite able to see her. See if we can get you to turn around, Cookie. Yeah, I've stopped stroking you. Do you want to turn around? And then you can say hello to everyone. No, she's just waiting for me to start. she's in a dribble trance at the moment. There we go. Dressing Rose, good evening to you. I hope you're having a lovely week so far. How's your gold target at the moment? I know it was, what was it on Tuesday? Was it 2.8 million? I hope it's all going well with you. And Johnny Slip, thank you very much for the follow. Good to have you here. We're just starting up, so we'll probably do a little bit of the usual gold making tonight. Maybe do a little bit of blacksmithing as well, see if we can get that further. Between streams on Tuesday and today, I was able to sand a whole load. Excuse me, sorry Cookie, shocked you there. I was able to make a whole load of Tide Spray braces and send them over, so those have been scrapped and ready. Excuse me again, hold on. Cookie's just moving herself right in front of the microphone now. There we go, that's a bit better. Haven't done today's count, but you were at 3,030,000 when you went to bed last night. Oh, excellent. Played Heroes most of the day with some friends though. Confident you can hit the 3.1 million. Fantastic. Oh, there goes Cookie's tail. And she's gone off. Yes, that's right. Matt, we have my Amiga t-shirt on tonight. Many fond memories from a bygone era of computing, certainly. Right, so let's have a look. And the Hairy Gamer coming straight in with your Twitch Prime. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you. Thank you for your support. Welcome aboard. It's a whole load of emotes here, ready for you to use. Excuse me, I've got a tickly cough at the moment. And right one too. Good evening to you. I hope you're having a lovely Thursday so far. Oh wow, and Cassette Tape coming in with your Prime as well. Wow, 2 months. That's fantastic. Thank you for the work you've done. Oh, that's very... I do apologise, I'm coughing all over the place. And Cassette Tape, thank you very much. You're more than welcome. I'm quite happy to spread as much knowledge as I have, as long as it helps other people in their gold making journey. Wow, Dutchman coming in with your resub, and that kicks off the hype train. Thank you very much. That's a great start to the stream. Thank you very much indeed. And that's tier 2 as well, no less. Thank you very much. Let's see some Samadan golden eyes in the chat for you. Thank you very much. You know when it's Prime resub time when the ads come back. Yeah, there is that little reminder, isn't it? It's a shame you can't do it as a sort of like an automatic renewal or something like that with Prime. I know I've let my own Primes lapse from time to time. What exactly is Amiga? A bit ignorant on that front. Oh, it was an old computer system by me coughing. Do apologise. By Commodore. So the Commodore Amiga, the first one they released, it came after the Commodore 64, and then they released the Amiga 500, which I had and absolutely loved. There was a big rivalry between Amiga and Atari, the Atari ST. Everyone who wanted to do music design went with the Atari ST, and everyone who wanted to do graphics went with the Amiga. And that was kind of like the general split. And then I went on and carried on when the Amiga 1200 came out. Then I got myself one of those as well, and that's when I really got into doing 3D. So it was a long time ago. We're talking mid-80s, I think. Yeah, the Amiga 500 Plus, legendary system. So many great games. I remember playing Elite on there. I remember playing Zool and the Bitmap Brothers games, and so many. My very first time of playing Civilization was on the Amiga. I remember spending many nights up till 1 in the morning playing Civilization when I was supposed to be doing my A-levels. I'd stay up till 1 doing Civ instead. Happy days. Yeah, and there was the Commodore VIC-20 as well. Yes, I remember that as well, Kambi-sama. The VIC-20 came in quite early. It was VIC-20, then Commodore 64, wasn't it? Well, I started my computing journey on the BBC Micro. That was the first computer we had as a family. So that's where it all began. Looking at gold, we're looking really good so far. I had a really good reset day yesterday. I was able to leave Samadan on my off screen, and literally I just kept my enchants on, and it was absolutely brilliant just leaving that on and letting it run through. And I had so many sales. I even was able to reset force multipliers as well. Although they've gone down since then, I was able to sell some. Where are they? I was selling them for about 3,000 gold each at one point. Can't find any at the moment. Where is the first one? 28, 29 days. It will be around here somewhere. Netherweave bag. Will be here somewhere. I haven't collected them up yet, I don't think so. Maybe it was two. Yeah, force multiply here, 5,500 for 2. Silent Mouse, well, good evening to you, and thank you very much for your sub as well. That's very kind of you. Keeping the hype train going, thank you very much for your support. Thank you, Silent Mouse. Your presence is always welcome. Thank you indeed. You had a Schneider PC, and the one where you put in the cassettes. I've never ever heard of that one. I mean, the BBC was, and the Commodore were both cassette-based systems back in the day, certainly. Yes, it was amazing, Rose. Happy Goldmaking to me as well. Thank you, Ralph. Good to have you here. Kozenki, good evening to you. TSM question. My inventory has become desynced. TSM thinks you have more anchor weed than you actually do. Do you know of a way to fix this? The main thing will be if it's in your bank and you've crafted something and it's been crafted from your bank, the TSM doesn't recognise that it's come from your bank. I mean, I'm talking about the regular bank, not the reagent bank, and therefore TSM will get out of sync that way. The best way to fix it is to go visit your bank, and then TSM will readjust what it's got, and the same with your guild bank as well. It's quite handy to go in there and just make sure everything's, at least TSM can have another look at it, and then hopefully that should sync it up. Is that 167k token? Is it really? Wow, that has gone low today. Let's have a look. That's really good. Thank you very much for the hype train. That is a really good start to the stream. Thank you very much. We got a hype chimp for that one. That's fantastic. Thank you very much. It was like this one. Let's have a look. Oh wow, that looks interesting indeed. I like that. I like the fact that the cassette's built in on the side, because the Commodore used to have it attached as a separate thing through one of the peripheral ports. But that's brilliant. Lizelle, good evening to you. Do I put custom prices for things like spare crates and other Rustbot stuff to craft my TSM? Yes, I kind of think about how long it would take me to get those in Mechagon and try and put a rough price on that. It's always a ballpark figure, but I figure that's the best way to go for it at the moment. It was out at the same time as the VIC-20 and the 64, and they were cassette-based. Oh, right, okay, I'd never heard of those. That's brilliant. Good evening, Clotic and Will. Hope you're both doing well this fine evening. Let me just take up those purchases we did have in there. I had a few extra things in there. We'll open this up properly on Sunday, but it's a good start to the gold making. We've got a saddle chute there. I haven't actually made anything with my monol hoof plates that I got from El Morte. Do I still have them on me? Let me have a look. Consumables. Where are they? That's the saddle chute. Did I actually put them in my bank or somewhere? I must have done, because I don't have them on me. Unless I posted them on by mistake, which is always an option. We never know. Let me just check that. Mono. No, I've not got any on. Where have I put those? Let's go have a look. We'll go and find those. Let's go through here. And have a look in, I guess the regular bank might help me in case I put them there by mistake. Stealthman, mono. Can't see anything in there. Let's look in my reagent bank. No. Okay. Where did I put them? Let's check in here. Right, looks like I might have put them down here. We've got the hoof plates. We've got 5 of them there. And monolite ore a couple of places there. I'm sure I had more than that. Oh well, I'll take those 5. And we'll make use of those in terms of what I need to build from here. Let's just have a look at this. We'll work this out and carry on from our last thread of thought with blacksmithing and feeding that into enchanting. Now I do have one of these already as a group, I believe. Did I have 23? That seems about right, but where did I leave them? Let me just have a look. We have... oh, El Morte has them. Why does El Morte... Oh, yeah, El Morte put them on the auction house, put 20 on the auction house. I thought I had less. I thought I sent Samadan more of them and put less on the auction house. But it does appear that I did put 23 on the auction house, according to TSM, and I've only got 5 in my bags. Okay, that's fine. We can work with that. Unlocked Lightforge, Void Elves and Dark Irons yesterday, and only 10% left for BFA flying. Oh, that's brilliant progress, Will. Congratulations on that. I've got... Yeah, I had to look at mine. I realised I had the dwarves available. I've got the quest... where is it? Which quest is it? The Dark Iron Dwarf quest here. I need to do the Mother Load and recover Iron Foe. And then I've got the Dark Iron Dwarves as well. I'd like to make a Dark Iron Dwarf Paladin. That would be really cool. Andy, good evening to you. Nearly there with Cultarians 2. A couple of days we'll do it. Next week we'll be focusing on the Horde next week. That's a really good... I've been struggling with this because I've been finding levelling really, really fun. Sonic Astra, good evening to you. Hope you're doing well. Lovely to have you here. How have you been? So yes, I've been finding... I'm finding levelling really, really good fun, but I know levelling is less time limited than the reputation things, so I need to think about what I'm going to do, because there are a few things here. I need to get exalted with Totolan Seekers here, and it'll be nice if I got exalted with Proudmore Admiralty as well, so I can get some decent prices for all my nylon thread. And when I've got blacksmithing, have I looked into inflatable mount shoes? That will be really good to have, definitely. I need to look more in depth into the mount equipment, because I don't think I've fully given it any serious thought yet. But obviously once I've got a range of them, then I can start working that through, certainly. Oh, thank you, Gwilym, for gifting a sub to Scobble. That's very kind of you. And Happy is coming in with your sub as well for 8 months in a row. That's absolutely amazing. Thank you both. That's incredibly kind of you. Thank you for your support. Really do appreciate it. Dark Iron make really good looking pallies. Yours will be a shaman though, as your current main is a pally. Oh right, okay, that's pretty cool. And Pizza Bingo, I love the name. Thanks for coming in with your Prime as well. Just buy 9 on my main and send it to an alt. That would be the exact main I've got here, low on. Samadan is my main and has been. I just literally haven't got the reputation for it, which is amazing to think after all this time. But there we go. Let's have a load of emotes as well for Pizza Bingo. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you to say so, Pizza Bingo. I love the name. And leveling is fun and easy, just like... I won't read the rest of that, Camby. I stopped myself just in time. Good to have you here on a live stream. The Real Ginny, good evening to you. How are you doing? Anyone know if you need any reputation for the Legion glyphs? I don't know, actually. I haven't looked into those. I know some of them are difficult as well. There's 19 more days on the rep buff. Okay, so I think I should really focus on reputation first and foremost. So looking at things I could do, I believe we have a Proudmoore and a Tortolon Seekers here. So we could do 2 of these relatively easily, I think. I might start that first on Samadan now, because we've got the human racial as well. And we really should get that up to Exalted there. How's that doing? 3, 4, 6, 7. And we could also, well, ideally we could do with Rustspot Resistance as well. Waveblade and Cone I don't think is as required. Fatal Rest, thank you very much for the follow. Hope you're doing well. It's just rare drops and buying them. As far as I know, I don't know. I need to have a look into it. You've been doing... wasn't the rep buff till Shadowlands like the XP one? At the moment it's only till May 20th, so we don't have the full length of time yet. But they may extend it. It would be nice if they did, but I'm not sure. Crossing quite a milestone on the cards very soon. Can't wait to share it on Sunday. Oh, excellent! Looking forward to hearing that. Any reason to get Legion all Exalted or anything related to Goldmaking? Only mounts. Oh, okay, that's another option, I guess. I would think mainly for unlocking a couple of the allied races, if you want to, would be another factor on that one. So yeah, I think we might do this to start off with. Seeing as my auction of something has sold for 1,300, no idea what that is yet. I think we might just do a Proudmoore Admiralty and a Tortollan Seekers. Ideally, out of those, I'd probably like... I'm guessing Tortollan Seekers first, because that will help me with my cooking reputation things. Delicious, good evening to you. Hope you're doing well. So let's see if we can pick ourselves up a contract, because I haven't got a contract on at the moment. So let's have a look. See what we've got here. Shopping wise, let's look for a contract. How much is Melee Veterans contract? That's an interesting one. Is a 7th Legion contract actually 4 gold? That's amazingly cheap. Order of Embers is 100 gold. Breastplate Resistance. Tortollan Seekers is 214 gold. Okay, so that's quite... Hey Lizard, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, LFR time. I keep on thinking that, you know, Thursday would be a good time to do that. I'm tempted. I am tempted, I must admit. I've got no idea how good I would be on it. Or I can mix them with my scribe, certainly, because the crafting cost is coming in at 106. So rather than spend 214, 106 would be a much more preferable one. I was thinking if there's anything I could pick up cheaply that I can't actually make myself. If it was going to be Proudmoore Admiralty, that would be actually cheaper to buy if I get that one. Maybe I'll go Proudmoore Admiralty at the moment. I'll get one of those because it's going to give me one of those. It's cheaper than I can actually craft it. And we'll pick up that purchase and we'll get that started. So we're going to do a little bit of reputation world quests first, just quickly, if I can, run through those, see what happens. What else did I miss here? What do the contracts do? They add a certain amount to each of your... So you gain extra 10 reputation with the Proudmoore Admiralty when completing world quests. So basically it gives, for every single world quest, no matter which ones they are, they're giving you a little bit of an extra boost on top of everything else. So it adds up, as well as my human racial as well. So in terms of Proudmoore Admiralty, what have we got? Pickpockets, that's usually an easy one. Sawtooth, we could do that. We could probably do the Winged Typhoon as well. Those would be quite easy. We need something that's just like a kill something. Oh, there's a Totolan Seekers there as well. So we can scoop up that one at the same time. So I'm thinking 1, 2, 3, 4 easily. Because probably swing round and do that one as well. So do a little circuit there. So watch that one, that one, that one, and that one. So we'll start off with Sawtooth, perhaps. It's 20 now with the rep buff, even better. So that's included as well with the buff as well, is it? Need to get some. It's useful. They last 7 days as well, each one. So that's very useful as well. Right, Sawtooth. Just minimise this down a little bit. Sawtooth, where will you be? I think you're in the water, aren't you? I've done this one on Samadan recently. We just need to find out where you are.
Some of the Kultiran Guard
I imagine you're in here somewhere.
It's a threat to any who travel the waters.
It's not the pet, is it? No, that's a hermit crab. We'll have a look. We'll wait for that to respawn. I suspect, as I saw someone flying away, that, yeah, there's the corpse of Sawtooth. So I might try and have a look at, not Shellgame, watch your wallets. Let's just go over there, because that's not too far. We'll have a look at that and we'll come back to this, see if it's respawned. Yeah, the Goldmaking hates how cheap they got. They have gotten ridiculously cheap. Alright, this one, we can do this from flying. Let's have a look. Should see them flying around, running around somewhere. So hopefully somewhere empty, so I can grab them as they run. Where are the little rascals? Oh, there's one. I can catch you mid. I stole that fair and square. There's another one. Just wait for you to get past the guards and then swoop in on my dragon. Stranger danger. And then let's move around this way. Can we see any more? There's one. I see you. Like Brian Blessed, we can go dive. Oh, wait. Before you escape. There we go. Okay. That's one. That's easy. Commander Bourne, good evening to you. Hope you're doing well. Sawtooth. Where's Sawtooth gone? Has Sawtooth disappeared? Hold on. No, it's still here. Let's keep going. Let's go across the other side and see what happens. Creatives, good evening to you as well. What else did I miss? And for only 50 gold for a week's buff, it's a good deal. 50 gold takes, what, 5 seconds to get? Yeah, it's not long at all. Fallen Skull Corp, thank you for the follow. Hope you're doing well. Right, where's this Sawtooth? See if you've appeared, or whether you're still a corpse. There's the corpse. It's probably been killed again, I imagine. We'll have to wait for this one, I think. That's going to be the safest point. Let's go a little bit higher so we can see. I don't know how deep in the water it goes. We'll just back off from the radius a little bit here, and we'll see. Oh, there you are. Wow, that's a nice looking fish. Got a bit of Jaws vibes going on there. I should be alright to solo this. Seems alright health wise. Just keep spamming my smite. Should be enough. And my stun does quite well as well. Got caught on your cameras that it was something pickpockets in the street. Said, I need that gold. I need it for the world quest. Slightly more honourable.
Sort of kill would make the outriggers.
There we go, that one's done. Put window always on top, use of videos whilst farming. Oh, that was from what you had on your Twitter, wasn't it? I saw that, Jizzing Rose, that looks really cool. And then we'll go down to Shell Game. I think will be the next thing we can do. So what did we get reputation that way? We've got Admiralty increased by 21, so that's 10 for the contract times 2, plus an extra 1 for my human racial. And then the reputation for the world quest was 158. So that's normally 75 times 2 plus an extra 8 for my human racial. So that's not too bad when it comes to reputation. We've still got a little way to go though. I'm at 14,000, so I need another 6,000. So hopefully the Emissary should give me, what's that, 3,000 now? So that should get me at least halfway through that. So if I can get a second Emissary, that should get me all the way there. So the main thing really here is to look for the Emissaries. Would be the order I would do this in. So let's carry on through for the moment. Got Shell Game and Calligraphy in Voldoon as well. Okay, so we can do those as well. We might have to hop over the pond and do those. Are we all the way up here? Yes, we are. Up at the top. Okay, I am ready. I always like this one. So we've got that one. Sometimes you can see that poking out from the other side. That one you can also sometimes see. That one sometimes pokes out as well. That one was... Ooh, it was this one. And then Shark's Teeth. That was up here. And then next is, that was down here. The one time where it's nice to have a visual memory. Oh, haven't had that yet. Oh, we have now. All that. And we have now again. So these two should be easy enough. There we go. And the final two is done. Okay, that's nice and simple. And then the other one is the Azerite Empowerment. Actually, no, that's Champions of Azeroth. We don't need that one. I mean, it might be worth doing on the way. We need another for Proudmoore. Oh, we only need one more for Proudmoore Admiralty, so we can stop there and then go along up there to the Winged Typhoon. So we can do that in another swoop, I guess. That should be easy up. I really hope that Shadowlands rested XP at max level can make some gold kind of thing to be good. With 30 Pandaren who get 2 times rested, really good position to get gold value from. That's an interesting idea. I hadn't thought of it like that, just on the road. Wish I was Mr. Knocker. I'm not sure what that reference is. Am I planning on stocking up on anything for Shadowlands? Not particularly, just the only thing I'm really going to stock up on is having my professions ready. That's the main thing, and having a character. Is this you that we need? Tide Sage? I think it's you. I'll carry on as it is anyway. So yes, just other than making sure that I've got a character ready to get started in Shadowlands for each profession is my main thought really, than anything else. There we go. That was so quick and easy, that one. Might as well do it as we go past. And we get another 21 for our Proudmoore Admiralty on that as well. So Winged Typhoon, the raid next. We need to join a group for that. I believe you are up at the top here, so let's fly for that. So let's see, I guess we could start joining a group now. One with, that's got a lot of people on it. I'll sign up for that as a healer. Doesn't look like they get many healers. This needs to be further down here so I can see things. Looks like it might have just finished actually. We can either wait for the respawn or join another one. Let's go Let's leave this one. And let's try another one. So this one, let's go with... Now, which one did I do? Let's try that one. Group is currently forming. Okay, that might be the wrong one. That's just emptying, actually. That was the one I joined originally. Okay. Let's try leaving that one. I'll do this one more and then we'll just wait for the next one. That will probably be easiest. Let's try that one. Sign up. There it is, just at the end. See if I can get a hit in. Hopefully everyone's alright on their health. Watch out I don't get caught in anything. There it goes. Do we need to loot it? No, I think we're okay. There we go. So that's time to make sure I'm out of the way before I then leave the party. And then that is done for Proudmoor Admiralty. Tortolan Seekers, we've got Nazmir. Probably I can look at the list for this. Let's go hand this one in first though, because we're near Veralis anyway. We'll hop over that way, hand this in, and then we'll come back and search for our Tortolan Seekers after that. I thought 87, good evening to you. Hope you're doing well. You just caught us doing some world quests at the moment. We're trying to just get a little bit of reputation going on Samadan here. Get myself to at least exalted. It would make sense to be exalted on your main character, really. Also, take them up by healing a party raid member, even if they are full health. Even if they're full health, that's interesting. I hadn't considered that. I figured I always had to heal them at some point, whilst they weren't full health, but that's good to know. This way we need to go. Run through here. A quick heal would probably have done just as well. Oh, we've got a mythic chest to open as well from Tuesday. Let's do that whilst we're here. Let's take the Azurite. We also got some Siren Song garments. That's interesting. That's another a level 430 to beat my garments of the Forest Lord. This is going to mean a big change maybe in my transmog. Let's have a look. What is it? Azurite. Let's pop it on. 430. How do we look? Oh, that's... interesting, shall we say. I'm not sure I'm quite going for the Zandalari look at the moment. Okay. Best thing a healer can do on those pickup raids is stick around long enough to cast mass res. That's a good idea, actually. Dude, everyone likes. Good evening to you. Better showing up late than ever. I was a little bit late myself, so you're in good company. Least you think overhealing will count as tagging. Well, we'll give it a go another time. I'll just test that one out. Send you a link at the video of that add-on. That's one way to say ugly. Yeah, I don't think it quite suits everything else I've got, so I might transmog it back to what I had before. I think that would be better. Sam the Killing Chef. Exactly. Yes, so let's have a look whilst we're here. Mythic chest time. So what do we have today? This week. I hope it's not too corrupted, mainly. And we have a Thorn Woven Band, a 440 with another 35 corruption. What's that got? Taking damage has a chance to increase your versatility by 801 for 20 seconds. That's good for versatility. That's very nice. That's a finger, so that will be better than my Smuggler's Cobra Ringer, that's for sure. But again, I can't handle the corruption on this. That's the main thing. It looked like it hung for a little bit, certainly. It's good for a Zanzalari troll, definitely. You're in trouble when your chef has a picture of a skull on his chest. Yeah, that's very true, actually. It's not really the kind of chef you want, is it? Yeah, I think my my game froze a little bit as well, definitely. Yeah, Twitch being twitchy. Okay, so let's look at what we can do here. So, Echo of the Light from Holywood, Sanctify heals for an additional 4,000. That's good for my my sort of like emergency Holy Word Sanctifies my big one, isn't it? No, that's Holy Word Salvation is the one I'm thinking of. Holy Word Sanctify releases miraculous light that at the target location, healing up to 6 allies. I don't really use that one yet. Maybe I ought to add that one in. Let me just have a look at what else we have. Promise of Deliverance. For 10 seconds after you cast Holy Word Serenity, heal and flash heal. Heal for an additional... Oh, that's definitely worth doing. And reduce the cooldown of Serenity. That's my bread and butter. We'll have that. And then we've got here... Flash heal increases the healing of your flash heals on that ally by 2,000 for 6 seconds. So repeat flash healing is good. Damaging spells and abilities have a chance of firing a dagger at your target. Nope, we'll go for healing. Healing's the way forward on this, definitely. Also got something from the world boss. Not sure it was an upgrade. Oh, we'll have a look at that, actually. We'll give that a look. Heed my call. Damaging abilities have a chance to deal nature damage to your target and nature damage to your enemies within 3 yards. That would be good for soloing, but I don't think I'll have it here. Healing effects have a chance to increase your haste by 788. Healing lower health targets will grant you more haste, or, that's quite good, your heals have a chance to apply Bracing Chill. Healing a target with Bracing Chill will heal for an additional, and move Bracing Chill to a nearby ally. We'll take that one. That's good. Anything that boosts my healing at this stage I'm going for. And then... Now that's quite good for just like personal health, and although this one is quite good as well, every 30 seconds gain an absorb shield for 20,000. Can occur one every 6 seconds, and that's for 30 seconds. That's a tough call. Heal for 6,000 every time you take damage, every 6 seconds. So 6 seconds, that will be 5 times 6, 8, 40. If we got hit all the time, 6, 8, 40 times 5, 34,000 over 30 seconds versus absorb shield. So that on the mathematics of it seems better. If I'm constantly taking damage, that will be better. You think the shield, Real Ginny, block the damage in the first place. It's tempting. And in one hit, that saves me from one hit. This is, actually let's think about it. This is good for big hits, and this is good for consistent damage. You both think the shield, okay. I'll go with the shield then. I'll bow to greater knowledge on that one. I can see the reasoning behind it. Let's go with that. There we go. We can always change it again, and then that's just the final thing. Looking quite good there. So we're up to 435, which is pretty good. Excuse me. What else did we get? Garments of the Forest Lord we were wearing. The cord is the... We've got 20 corruption on that. That increases my mastery. Whereas that is 15 corruption. Wicking cuffs. That must have been what we got, I think. Maybe. No, we got those last time. Our recent items here. Thorn Woven Band was what we got from the Mythic Chest. And then a 355 Singed Plumage, which isn't... It's going to be nice vendor veiled crystal fodder for that one. So we'll take that one off for the moment. And if you get a shield from multiple Azurite items, they stack to become almost as good as Pride Az. Oh, okay. That's a good idea. If you have a shield and pick a herb, the mobs can't interrupt you. Oh, that is also useful. Shield before healing, and if you're a healer, so 100% shield. There we go. I don't remember Pride Az in Legion, actually. I remember the name of it, but I don't remember actually having it myself. But I agree with take the shield. That works for me. And then it was only a 355, yeah, but thank you for spotting that, Will, definitely. Technora, good evening to you, hope you're doing well. It gave you a shield equal to 30% of your health, or 25%. Oh, that's pretty good. Maybe I did have that. I remember having something. I liked the Norgannon's slippers, which allowed me to carry on casting whilst moving. That was really good, because I could finish off a spell and then just run away. So Tortollan Seekers is the next thing we need to look at. So let's just move this down and list. Oh, we've got a 5 Expulsum there for 2 Spirit of Freedoms. That's also probably worth doing. We could probably pick that up whilst we're going through doing Tortollans. And we've got another one here. There's 2 work orders there. The Wayblade and Cohen, Machinist Brilliance. Well, those they're worth quite a lot of money to me, so I might not bother with those for the moment. So looking at this in terms of faction, we want Tortollan Seekers, so we have Calligraphy here and Cycle of Life there, so we might as well take those and stay on this continent, and we'll do a little loop down across up there. May do that one as well, Battle Flag, Spirit of Freedom. And then we can pick up some Expulsum at the same time. Battle Flag, I'm pretty sure I have that. Spirit of Freedom, yes, I can make a couple of those fairly easy. They only cost me 114. We could actually buy them, they're actually cheaper to buy. So let's buy a couple now, whilst we're here. Shopping, flag. Oh, we're going to include camouflage in this. Okay, this might not be... there we go, Battle Flag, Spirit of Freedom. Let's just do those and take 1 there and then 1 from there, as we need 2 of them. There we go. Alliance has it easy, definitely. Jorgan Druid has 60 Expulsum from random turn-ins. That's pretty good going. I'll pick up those purchases, and I've got some expires there as well, which we need to deal with. There we go, and then let's start flying over. So, which one did we need first? Let's just have a look again. We were going to go down here first. Quit your witching. So let's go here and head that direction, up and over. If we can get past everything here, all the clutter. There we go. Okay, we're off on our way. Shame you can't trade them. I know, I was watching a Bellular video today about the professions, and he raised some good points that we've talked about as well, and talking about the fact that Expulsum, if you could trade it, I know Billis and Nixio talked about it as well, and other people, that, you know, being able to trade Expulsum would make it a good commodity of exchanging that time for money. That would definitely be worth it. Don't forget to look at Voldoon as well. Would that be worth doing, Silent Mouse, as I can do them here? It kind of makes sense to do them here whilst I've got them. We had a trader in Legion, why not in BF8? That is another good point. Is that for the inks and things? No, that was for the Blood of Sargeras, wasn't it? Now I remember, yes. Yeah, just for the extra rep. I'm going to focus just on the Emissaries, what I need for the Emissaries, Silent Mask. I think that gives me my best bang for buck time-wise, because I could always do with looking at other characters as well. But thank you, yeah, for Blood of Sargeras, yeah. And both were at the same place. Okay, we'll have a look, Silent Mouse. Thank you for the recommendation. I'll start with how I remember this one is just over here. Thought it was a nice look back on professions. Yeah, I think it was a really good summary. I saw it pop up on the Wowhead economy. That's not what I want. You're over here. That's it. The wrong little patch of field. Okay, so off our mount. I am ready. Now I need my helper for this, because it's definitely much easier with my little helper once they disappear. And you have to do it fairly quickly.
Splendid job.
There we go.
You know, if this had venturing business doesn't
And then we need to move further up. So I'll go diagonally over to the work order. Take it that way. I'll head that way round. It'd be nifty if we got a expulsor merchant, like we had a blood merchant in Legion. You can get some loot that way. That's a good idea. Then those that have got extra expulsum would be able to at least trade it in for something valuable. That's another good idea. Use the Zygon ones. This helper is for... Let me have a look. It's either... Where are they? It's either World Quest Tracker or World Quest List. I think it's World Quest Tracker that does it. Or is it World Quest List? It's one of those two. I've got them both on. I can't remember which one does which. Haven't got any marks of honour from your last 3 battlegrounds. Anyone know why? Sometimes it can be unlucky, I believe, but that is a tough run of luck. I assume they were all wins as well, though. Should get one for a win, certainly. Here's elementals through the expansions, where he looks at the elementals from elemental fire, vanilla to expulsive in BFA. That's interesting. I'll have to have a look out for that one. If you find it, Rose, give me a link to it. Has help as well as World Quest and both BFA and Legion. World Quest List is the giant list on the right of my map. Yeah, I thought that was the one. I wasn't sure which one had the helpers attached to it. Shouldn't you get a craft crate even if you lose? No, I don't believe you do. It's not always guaranteed. Sometimes you do, but not always. Which is a real shame. Spirit of Freedom, 2 of those. I don't recall ever making those much before, if at all. And then we'll head over to the Cycle of Life next, as we're here. This is my favourite music in the game. Favourite zone music in the game, this one. Enable helper thing out of the list thing itself. Zygon 1 is so much nice. You can click on the quest and the arrow takes you direct to it. That's interesting. That's a nice idea, certainly. Marks of Honour as an alliance is a pain, at least for you. Usually you just farm some on your horde. I haven't noticed a big difference between the two, but obviously I think Horde have a better reputation for PvP, so they generally, I think, do go better. Let's have a look. So we've got Quit Your Witching next. I'll ignore that one. Where are you? Going to be on the beach somewhere, I imagine. There we go. Rhyperia, thank you very much for the follow. Ah, right, okay. I don't like this one at all. This one always gets me. Because I never... The lag on the movement always gets me. So we'll go there. And I'll wait. Another one. There we go. And then go back quick. Almost got that one. Wait for that to go past. Just about dodged that one. See if I can catch this one. Just as it comes. Right. Take that one. And which one's going to be first? Oh. Didn't miss that one. I'm going to miss this one as well. There we go. 1, 2. Oops. There we go. Missed that one. How many do I need to... Can't quite catch them all. How many did I get there? Let me just look at my objective. 11 out of 20. Okay, let's try another lot. Yeah, that's the main thing, is pressing 4 is the main part. Throw the shell. Can I actually throw it? I'll go this way first. There we go.
Cycle of
Take
life
one.
is cruel.
Take another one. Missed another one.
Another turtle made
Not
it
sure
to the
whether I can
water.
catch them. It's a question of catching the right timing.
Another
16.
turtle made it to the water.
Back one. There. There. Just enough.
Another turtle made
And we
it
got,
to
there
the
we go,
water.
20, just enough. There we go. Blade TV, good evening to you as well. Yes, you can, and hit all the turtles in that line. Oh, can you really? Does 4 do that? That's interesting.
For the little turtle.
I'll leave that turtle to go in. There we go. It's way easier than hitting the rows. Okay, I'll have to try that again. Right, okay, so
Such an
let's
abomination
go,
cannot be allowed to wreak havoc
that's
on
Storm's
innocent
Wake,
civilians any longer. Take it
and
out.
that's Storm's Wake. Do we have a Storm's Wake actual... no, it's the Alliance War effort. Oh, actually, that could be quite good in terms of getting another one. So that should be quite good for a Paragon, maybe. So let's go for... let's hand this one in. Let's go from here all the way up to Totolan Seekers over there. Points up. What did I miss? Further up. There we go. Press 4. Don't forget to use key 4. Okay. Shoot a shell to hit all turtles in that row. Right, okay. That's awesome. Oh, thank you, Justin Rose. I saw that at the end. There we go. Essence, Rant, History, and Evolution of the... Okay, that's brilliant. Excellent. Thank you, Justin Rose. Very kind of you. There we go. I'll have to check that world quest again about the throwing the shell. I never realised that. Right, let's move on past this. And then we'll hand this in. Not been too bad time-wise, I think. I think it's important to at least try and get some of these key emissaries for the characters that want the reputations whilst I've got it. Kind of a history of crafting elementals. That's good to see, though. Alright, let's go through, hand this in, and down here.
Blah, blah, blah. Get on with it.
There we go.
Never underestimate the value
We also got a trinket that is 445.
2 cents.
Well, that's good. I guess we should replace our loaded dice, actually. In a random combination of Mastery, Haste and Critical Strike, increasing maximum health by 90 for 20 seconds, is possibly quite good, but it's also got a socket in it, which I haven't used. So let's have a look. Which one do we just replace? That one was the trinket. There we go, 445. Well, that replaces a 431. That's good. They're both 430. There we go. It was cooked meat. Yep, that was what was on in the background. It's all done now. So in terms of other ones, I could do this, but I don't want to spend my whole time doing world quests. So I think I'm in a reasonable position when it comes to reputation on those. So we've just got ourselves a lot closer to Proudmoore Admiralty, and Totolan Seekers isn't looking too bad as well. Let's go back to Borealis and have another look at those ones in, was it Vol'dun or Nazmir? I can't remember. I'll have a look at that in a moment. Argus World Quests give you 700 XP per big boss for both the Void Elves and the Lightforge, by the way, with the buff. That's pretty good going. I think I've got the reputation. Because with my Legion I've got... Yeah, I've got pretty much most up to Exalted, although I need Army of the Light, and is it Argusian Reach that I need as well? I can't remember. Army of the Light I know I need for the Lightforged Draenei. I can't remember what the other one is I need for that one. Yeah, so I might need to fix up on those as well. And then what was I doing here? Oh yes, that was it. We're looking for the other ones. Kaltiris, Zandalar. There we go, we move further here. Totolan Seekers, Shell Gain. So Nazmir and Vol'dun. They're a fair distance away from each other. Beachhead and Shell Game. Voldoon's doable though. Good evening, Wave. I've got seen this for the Void Elf. Okay, thank you. So I haven't done those yet. That's something else we do need to do. If you spam the world quest, you get both. You can get done very quick with the buff. Okay, that's pretty good going. Collector Kojo, that's quite close to the ship point. They both are, aren't they? That's why you mentioned them. So let's go to one of those and then the other one. So we'll probably have to travel from one to the other. That should be quickly enough to do. Let's go have a look. That, and so let's do Nazmir first. Let's try that. I've been looking at this map in a bit of detail, trying to work out how big everything is for my planet scene. Oh, it's a little bit further. There we go. Than I thought. I thought it was closer. So beachhead will go off this way, fly up to the top. We'll collect that one, and that's for the opposite direction now. Now we've got to kill the crabs and save the turtles, which is the way I remember doing it more than anything else. I love these trees and this kind of like swamp vibe, certainly. Basic, good evening to you. Hope you're doing well. Do the Voldoon one, then get the boat back to Parados, and then go to Nazmir. Yes, I did this the wrong way round, didn't I? I should have done. I thought that the Nazmir one would actually take me closer. There we go. I'll go down here. Right. Okay. So that's interesting. They put those mounds there. Don't think I've done this before. Armored claw. There's another one over there. I think my aim is better with this one. Oh, not quite so good that way.
A turtle made it to the water.
Oh, not so good that one. I missed one. To leave that one off and that one off. Grab those pesky armoured claws. Oh, they're all off to the side. There we go. And the next one. What we're doing at the moment, we are doing world quests at the moment to get myself some reputation, to make the use of the buff at the moment and get myself too exalted so I can do things for my cooking and to get good prices. So this is why we're doing the Tortolan ones. Why is that one hard to hit? There we go. And then we'll do that one and then that one. Surely be done now. Oh, 10 or 12. Okay, not too bad. Should be another one soon. There we go, fantastic. And then we need to get back over here. So what I'm actually going to do is, I haven't got a hearthstone for this, so I'm going to have to go the slow way and fly across. I did this the wrong way round. I need to do it the other way round. Quit your witching is in Drustvar. Don't need that one, but we do need the shell game, so we'll do it this way. Oh, use the whistle. I don't have the whistle on me. That's the main problem. I've taken it out of my bags because I rarely use it, so I don't actually have a flight whistle on me, sadly. So there we go. Where did I get the delicious chocolate cake recipe? Is it locked behind something? It is now. I think you get it from doing the from the spiced bags when you do the Dalaran Chef daily quests in there and in Shatrath. Is because my wife was asking about this, about how to get the recipe when I talked about it. So it's from the cooking daily, from the spice bags. That's the main one. How to get 200,000 gold on a 400 high level gear today? You need it today. That's tough going. I'm not sure about how you can do it today, because all my methodologies are about using your professions, and whether you can get that return on your investment so quickly, I'm not so sure. But as Cookmeat says, buy 2 tokens, or all the up to 3 guild cloaks that give portals to Stormwind or Orgrimmar, then run through the portals back. That's another good one. I haven't got those cloaks either. I did have one, and then I kept on forgetting about removing it from my bags. All these things that I haven't bothered with, and now I'm paying the price of flying all the way across this beautiful zone. Dalaran Hearthstone, Stormwind Portal, Borealis Harbour Portal. That's another one, actually. I could have done that. Now that I've started the flight, though, we'll carry on. For the moment, I'm still halfway across, so that's not too bad. And then reputation-wise, so another Tortollan Seekers. Let's have a look. Where are we at? Revered 16125. What did we get for that last one? So we got another 21 from the contract, 367 from Tortollan Seekers. That's a good amount, actually. I forgot the Tortollan Seekers gives you actually more, doesn't it? Of course, you'd have to have all 3 cloaks in your bags as well, so they do take up space, and my bag space is fairly well used at the moment. Are any professions currently profitable? Enchanting is so bad right now. That's interesting, because enchanting has been one of my best ones so far. I've got loads of sales on Samadan with especially on reset days. It all is very much server dependent, so I would check your own server. I found alchemy on Shadow Song was really good, but recently this week it's taken a real hit. Inscription's steady at the moment. I'm selling a few things with that, and there's a lot more I can do with that. Right, where are you, Shell Game? You're over here, it would appear. Are you? Yes, you are. You're over in this corner. There you are. I am ready. Okay, we'll do this one. And run through this. Okay, I can see that poking out from the side there, so that's a telltale. And I can see that Pirate 1 poking out from there, so that's a telltale. And something else just came out from there. So I've got a feeling that one and that one. Oh no, it's the skull. I was wrong. Okay, so... oh no. Now I've definitely gone out of sequence. I'm much better doing it in sequence because I'll remember more. Let's do this more consistently, otherwise I'm going to forget. Okay, that one was a lucky one. Now that we knew from there. That one was, I believe, down there. That was guesswork. I wasn't quite so sure on that one. Now I believe it was that one. No. It was that one. I hadn't seen that one before. And that one's going to be... no. That one's going to be that one. I recognise that from there. That one's that one. Then my last 2 is those 2. There we go. Could have done that better by paying attention at the beginning. There we go. Okay, so now we might as well half back to Dalaran. So we've got another 368 on that one. That's brilliant. Resubbing as well. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you. Thank you for your support. That's super duper kind of you. Thank you very much indeed. It's always appreciated. Hope you're doing well. Get some time walking tokens and buy the crates of meat from Kupri in Shatrath for the recipe. Oh, that's a good workaround. Thank you for that one. Isn't there a ring that ports you to Borealis Harbour? I'm not sure about that one actually. Use them a lot with the Hearth and Dalaran Hearth, running all over the zones. I've got an enchant as well I can do for my... what has this got on that reduces my cooldown? I've got an enchant that helps that. I can't remember which one I use. Migashit, thank you very much for the follow. Hope you're doing well. You play on 4 different realms and getting quite a lot of profit from enchanting, but only on the smallest of those 4. Interesting, Django. That's interesting. And the 395 ring from the medal seller is a 7th Legion one. Ah, okay. In Bay Stream last night, and all the non-gold makers were there, very jealous you all made your 2nd one. I can imagine. I can imagine indeed. You like testing my brains. Will Questis has a helper for this one too. I know, but I enjoy doing that one. I don't like to do that one manually. Let's just move over this side, and we can get myself over next to my mailbox, ready for the next thing I need to do on this character, which isn't much at the moment. We'll keep the mail for the moment. Oh, we've got some expires to deal with. Let's deal with those whilst we're here. And then we could do with checking on alchemy, actually, whilst we're here. Really perks up your 2020. Oh, that's good. That's really heartening to hear, Dan. I'm so glad. So we'll run a post scan here. We'll get all this lot on. Some of this is below min price, so we'll hop it on anyway, just in case they get bought out. So all of those. And then I was going to do something with those mono hardened hoof plates that we got at the beginning. Let me just check. Colterian. One's mount light step hoof plates. Do we have any on the auction house? We do have one on the auction house at the moment, so we do have this. Maybe it's worth me actually making more of these and restocking on them. So I'm going to increase this amount. So we're going to my group, over to enchanting. Mount equipment, mono hardened is the only one I've really got here. Oh no, I've got that's for shopping for mono hardened. Okay, so we don't really need to bother with that anymore because we can get supplied those. So I'll probably take that off. And then the mount equipment is the light step hoof plates. Group operation for that. So we're going to take this one off of one of each, and we're going to put a new one on that's going to be 3, 4, 5 of each. That'll be a good one. So there we go. Doc Otter, good evening to you. You're back to work. Notice a significant difference in that you have less time to do council scans. Any strategies for when away from the auction house more? It's difficult, really. The auction house does favour those that can post little and often. So in terms of strategies, I would find maybe looking for markets that are less fast moving is the best advice I can give, or making sure that you've posted before you go to work. If you get a lunch break or something like that, then you can do something on that front and then come back to it maybe. But that's the only real advice I've got, unfortunately. Just got a new follow. You can watch your whilst you're not streaming. No problem. What else did I miss? Just cost tokens from Warfronts. Ah, right. There we go. Okay. So let's make a couple more of those whilst I've got them in my brain. I don't need to use the restocking list on here at the moment. Draenor, no, we've gone too far. Back up to Legion, light step of plates. Let's make all of these now, as we've got them. And then I can post them on. They are a profit, so it depends on how many and how quickly I can sell them, is the main thing. No worries, it's a good problem. So 1,400. See, now look at this. Force multiplier is down to 834. Yesterday morning, I was able to reset those to 3,000, and I got a good number of sales yesterday. But it's amazing how quickly it drops right back down. Such a shame, but such is the way. The best time to do that, though, is in the morning on a reset day. So we'll leave that there, leave that there. I've done everything else on Samadan. We've spent a good hour and 20 doing world quests and everything else. So it's time to move on to another character. We'll start next with Goldmaking. Oh yes, we need to sort that transmog out. Definitely. I'll come back to that. Goldmaking looks much nicer now. Do a video on all your garrison expertise. Don't know what any video software to use. When I started doing my videos, I used Windows Media Maker. That's what I started with. I kind of feel like people hate making gold when they undercut that hard. It's probably just their operations they got set up. It probably doesn't register that fact at all. Eric Ed, good evening to you. Hope you're doing well. Just hit 4 million, getting close now. All your tips have helped so much, so close to the Bristol. Excellent, Tignara, that's really, really good to hear. That last million, I hope, goes past very, very quickly. We did manage to get a few sales. I did Greater Flask of the Currents. I tried to get myself a decent price on those, so I think that's maybe come through. Lamar, thank you very much for the follow. Hope you're doing well. So I think I'll start with a cancel scan on what I do have on this. A lot of my alchemy stuff is now dropped below, if I deselect all of this, a lot of my alchemy is now dropped below minimum price, unfortunately. So I'm actually only making a profit on a few. So a lot of these are kind of out of my range unless I try and either reset the market or try and reset the price on Zenithid, both of which are proving quite difficult. It may be a market I don't focus on too much. I'll be happy with the sales I do get, but given that the expansion is winding down, maybe there's only really Mythic Plus people that are bothering with this at the moment. So we'll see over the next few weeks how this pans out, but we're definitely getting a lot lower mailboxes than I used to get. And I have spent a lot of my gold as well. I did buy a token, I think, on this character, but we're only down to 32,000 gold, so a lot of my gold is tied up in overpriced Zenithid, unfortunately. And the lack of getting a Silas prop from time to time does hurt. No Sono Lokino, thank you very much for the follow. We'll go through there and go through there. There we go. Same, I love it so much. I do like that. Watching my YouTube guys, very helpful. Oh, I'm glad you found them useful. If you do have any questions, please do shout them out in chat. So we're going to go through, we're just posting on our alchemy at the moment. We will try for a Silas proc. I'm not hopeful. Continuous curing is what we've got tonight. So we'll either, I like that one with the final honor one. That's really nice. What's the token price at the moment? It is, let's have a look. Last we were looking at is well, token is down to 168,000. I bought mine. I've just recently resubbed another 6 months, so I'm good till November now. And I bought mine at 173,000. So you get it when you can, and but it is interesting to see that it's dropping even lower. Yeah, a month ago it was like 194. Remember when it was over 300,000 though? Those were the times. I'm glad it's not like that now. Right, okay, so we're done with this. There's not a lot more I can do here at this stage. Reputation wise, I don't want to go and carry on anymore there, so I'm just going to quickly run through my other characters, see where they're standing at the moment. Samadan we could probably do with a cancel scan, because the few inscription things I do have on need frequent cancel scans, so I'll make sure I do that now, especially because of the people doing possibly raids or Mythic Pluses at the moment in the early evening. Now's always a good time to do that, so let me just walk my way outside. I did some world quests on me earlier. What's the Ultramarine? That gives me 5 Expulsum for the Ultramarine. That's worth doing. Let's just check here first. We do have 1 expire. We'll do a cancel scan whilst I'm here. Slightly lopsided Brutosaur. Run a cancel scan on everything, might as well. A few things below minimum price. Back in my day. Get off my lawn. So, Highborn Compendiums and Uncanny Vessels are both in high demand, so we'll just take them off and put them back on. Cancels of those. Looks like I need to clear a little bit out of my bags as well. So I'll take that, I'll run a post scan. What to do with the green BOE worth less than 1k? I would usually either disenchant them or vendor them if they're worth less than 1,000, usually. Constantly at the auction. I was all right yesterday with my enchants. I was able to stay the latest. I didn't get undercut that frequently. Maybe it's a timing thing, certainly. Might stab them with your rogues. I never considered that one, Kaido. Have one up for 2 weeks, almost no competition, but no sales yet. For the vessels, yes, I've had sales of, what have I had? Last sold was the Vessel of the Harmonious. I sold that 17 days ago for 6,000. So I'm thinking people are maybe just if they've got a main hand and they want to just up their item level on something, that's probably why. On your server you can barely sell them for 200. Next time walking is in May the 6th. Children's Week's ending the day after. Okay, that's tricky. Good evening, Neville. How are you doing? Thanks for stopping by. So I'm just going to go over, fly myself over through here and hand in that Expulsum quest for the Ultramarine, which is a nice, easy, cheap way of getting Expulsum. Not that I need that much, but it's always handy. I'll take that. Don't think I'll do anything more on you for tonight, so let's run through the next ones. How was my weekly chest? It was quite good. We got something with which was an upgrade, but unfortunately it's got too much corruption on it. So I need to go and do, on Samadan, I need to do the horrific vision part of the quest, so that I can get some stuff to cleanse it, because I haven't got anything yet. Right, Earthen. Itchy nose, sorry. Greens at max level can show 9999 value on your server, but have 0.01 sale rate. And that's the tricky part, yeah. That's the tricky part. Is actually getting a sale rate, because they probably were worth something at one point. So we have a good few uncanny sales here on Earthen, which is nice to see. I might even do a cancel scan on those, as they're doing quite well. So I'll deselect all and just run a cancel scan on those, because we obviously have some competition here. So we're going to go through and just take those off and put them back on. So actually weapons, a 400 weapon is a massive upgrade over heirlooms and questing greens. Yeah, that is true. Weapons I would like to get into. We're going to move over to blacksmithing in a moment and carry on with leveling of that up, which is going to be really nice. Yeah, we'll be moving on to that next and moving into that area. So it's another string to my bow, which is quite nice, because I think with alchemy not doing as well as before, it will be nice to have something that if I can get some more sales out of blacksmithing, then I'll be happy. That at least I'm covering all bases. And then of course we've got dual crafting to do next after that. The engineering one-hand mace like crazy. That's a nice goal. Yes, of course, beware. There's engineering as well. So I have 3 professions mainly to do up to BFA standard before I would even start to consider myself a profession person. So engineering will probably be 3rd on the list. I'm going to do blacksmithing next, and then once I've leveled up another 2 120s, which is going through rapidly at the moment, we'll then move on and do those as well. So I'm just going to leave that. I won't do the restocking here. We'll skip past El Morte and we'll get back to you. I'll do a quick vendor check on Nadamas and then move on from here. Do I have any advice or referrals for vendoring options for TSM? Vendoring operations. Well, we're doing a vendoring one here at the moment in terms of buying cheap materials from the auction house. We sold a few here: nylon thread, powder sugar, enchanting vellum. So basically all I need to do is my vendoring operation here. This is for buying, so I'll run a council scan on this lot because I've probably been undercut on those. So we'll go through that. So my vendor sell operation on here will literally buy anything that I've already sold. Now I probably have already restocked on this, so it probably won't buy anything. But if we look at the operation for this in a moment, so it's just posting all these vendor things back on at a nice price. So that's all on, and then I'll go over to the cheaper vendor, which is over here, rather than using my Brutosaur, which is max price. We'll use this one over here. I need to check my auctions first so that TSM can see them all. And then my operation, which is basically here, we'll go into this here. So it's called vendor sell. I have basically all of the things that you can buy off of the Brutosaur on this list, all the standard BFA stuff. And the vendor sell operation is just like selling, making sure that nothing is going below the price that I actually buy them for. So I'm using vendor buy as a factor here, so 120%, 1000% and 200%. But the actual vendoring operation, in order for buying them, is on here, and I've got buy vendor items, and this group operation basically just enables buying with that ticked. And the restock quantity is 200, so I'll have 200 of each of these, and I'm including in the restock the auction house, the mail and the bank, so that TSM looks at those as well. So I can then simply collect on new, go to my group and then buy groups, and then it's automatically bought what I'm missing, which in this case is 200 nylon thread. Everything else I have a full stock of, so then I can go back here and just post those on. And that is in essence my very quick vendoring character that is just my only horde character at the moment. So it's not doing a lot, but has got a little bit of gold, 16,000 at the moment. So that's not too bad. Right, there we go. Mainly hoping for sell operations for vendoring. Ideally sell anything worth selling, greens not worth posting, etc. Ah, right, I see. I've never used one, but my guess would be to, let's have a look at it, operations, vendoring, if we were to make a one. So sell operations, keep quantity that market value, maximum market value. So I would probably, if I was to do this, I wouldn't want to keep any, and minimum expires is probably for ones that you've tried to sell on the auction house. So you probably don't need to. I'd probably set that to 0 at a guess, and then market value is using DB market as your market value, and then I would say maximum market value of, say, something like 1,000 gold. This is a complete guess, I've never used this. And then you don't necessarily need to use the destroy or maximum, so I would guess it doing something like that, and then maybe including soulbound items. That's another option. I would try something like that, would be my first guess, but it's not an aspect of TSM that I've actually used, so I am only guessing on that front. About non-weapons, because the other armor pieces that exist in BFA tokens that drop from Uldum, Veil rares. Right, okay, that makes sense. It's like when people ask how you make 60k gold per day, and I think, oh, that's easy, just level 40 alts to 110 and log in daily crafting, easy. Yeah, the 40 alts is that slight difference, isn't it? Soul and Blacksmithing makes most of it. After the XP buff that creates crazy sales to become slower. Yeah, I can imagine it's probably slowed down a little bit, but I'm hoping that it's still going to last a little bit longer, because obviously I'm still in the early days of blacksmithing. So we'll go through, we'll jump onto that next actually, whilst we're here. Continuing the theme of professions and gold making, so we're going to jump into Al Morte, who I did, so when we last left him on Tuesday's stream, he was just in the middle of doing the Najatar campaign, so I finished that off. I was able to just quickly run through that. It's really easy with flying now. Children's Week, yeah, it starts on Friday, Doc Otter. So I've done the Najatar campaign since we were last here. I've also sent over a whole load of tie spray bracers and scrapped them today. So we actually have 96 expulsum ready for using in our next part of our levelling adventure. So looking at our blacksmithing at the moment, we are at 122 out of 175. And Zixar, thank you very much, excuse me, for the follow. Hope you're doing well. So last time we were making, I believe it was Sinister Combatants arm guards, simply because they were so cheap. Let me have a look where we were at with WoW Professions. Because that was our rough guide we were using, but then we were also doing our own version based on what we could sell. We were trying to get ourselves over. We weren't going to use our marks of honor, which was the main thing here. So the kind of the main point here was to get ourselves, where were we? Where are we at? 122. So we're all the way down here. So without using the marks of honor, we were just powering through. Dark Moon Fair is actually in a couple of days, but I'm not going to wait for that. I'm going to just keep going on as if we haven't got that. You need a lot of expulsum to reach 175, so we've got a good amount of that at the moment. And so we can look at what needs the least amount of expulsum. This uses 2, so in terms of expensive crafting, that's quite expensive. We will need to buy some more elemental flux from looking at that. So let's go over that area next. Maybe I might know, is there something you can do to a transmog operation so it doesn't post the item if it's below disenchant value? So the number you would look at on that would be the I guess it would be convert and the item value name or something like that. I'm not sure what you would use though for TSM. That's an interesting one. What did I miss on here? A couple more have a couple more things to do on the achievement. Okay, excellent. Is the dagger where you go? I'm not sure, actually. You've got 20 anchorweed proc 3 times today. Oh, very nice, Rose. That's really good. Is there a list of all the craftable once a day items, transmute or living steel, etc.? I don't know if there's a list of them. No, I only remember use the ones I actually know myself. For crafting restock, do you know how to get character A to ignore character B, character B to ignore character A? The ignore character setting seems to be global. I'm not sure, Chicken Bake. Because I tend to just have one profession on each character on myself. It's not something I've encountered before myself. So if anyone does have one in, knows in chat, please shout out. Crunchster, good evening to you. Destroy. I was thinking that. I don't think destroy is an actual thing that TSM can make use of. If I do a /TSM sources, this is the list of the things that it references. Min cell, max cell, accounting, vendor cell, required level, item quality, item level. Oh, there is a destroy. Yeah, destroy value. But I'm not sure whether that will... So if you're destroy... Yeah, you could probably do something in using an if statement of some kind. If destroy value is less than something else, then do that, or something like that. It's not an area I'm fully familiar with, though, so people who are better at operations than me that could probably think of one like that. Without looking it up myself, that would be my guess. But it's a good call, Crunchster, thank you for that. And MiriQQ, thank you for the follow. Look at the weapons. I think there's one that requires only 1 expulsum. Oh, okay, Doc Otter, I'll have to look at that in a moment. Any way to ignore Horde character TSM when you're crafting thing with TSM or Alliance? Oh, I don't know. I thought TSM automatically ignored them. You can whitelist other characters. So that's option. Jack, good evening to you. Hope you're doing well. Separate groups for Alliance and Horde and server. Yeah, I tend to keep a separate group per character for me, but obviously use whichever preference you have, certainly. Have a look into it. Excellent. Thank you, Eric. I hope it was somewhat useful. And auctioning, you can whitelist specific characters on other factions. Okay, there we go. Thank you, Samadan. Okay, so let's have a look. We want to look at blacksmithing here. We need to buy some elemental flux. We're going to look at weapons as well. Anything that might use a small number of expulsum, not those ones. Probably won't bother with these as they are just yellow at the moment. I'm going to focus on the orange ones at this point. So it doesn't look like there's anything here. So I'm thinking the plate arm guards, because I can always send those back to Samadan and get myself some veiled crystals to help pay for all the braces I sent over. So it's a good trade if ever I thought of one. So let's get some elemental flux. Maybe 3 stacks of that. Oops, I forgot to click the last one. Browse your goods. And 1 more stack. There we go, nice even stack. There we go. Don't forget to buy the rank 3. Well, I was thinking with the I'm not going to do. It is 6 marks of honour, but I want to save my marks of honour for the uncanny gear. I've only got 12 here and 2 on Samadan, and I don't fancy doing a lot of PvP for these, so I'm going to save my marks of honour. We'll get rank 3 of the dagger. Okay, let's have a look. Which one is it? Tech Panda, the Storm Steel Dagger, this one. Oh, actually, we are on 120 actually on for this. Let's have a look. What am I missing? Yeah, there's a few things I'm missing here. Rank 2 is a good start. There we go. We missed that one. So now we are on, aha, there we go. Excellent, thank you. Storm Steel Dagger. The rank 3 requires 7th Legion Revered, which we are a long way off of. We are only at friendly. So that's going to be an option. Not actually possible, but looking at this, the crafting cost is, ooh, that's actually quite expensive according to that. That is telling me 737. But then it's telling me 3 expulsum. Let's just check TSM. TSM hasn't seen the updates. So I'll close that down and reopen it up. And then TSM will probably be able to recalculate that better. So Storm Steel Dagger again. There we go. 559 crafting cost. Even for the rank 2. These are all... The Saber is 658 crafting cost. If we look at this in TSM and look at the crafting cost here, the girdle obviously... So the plate arm guard's at 557. And then the dagger is quite similar actually, 559, so they're very close to each other. Sale rate of 0.02, so I'm probably not going to make any profit on that. So it looks like, comparing these two, the Sinister Combatants plate arm guards are the way to go for the moment. 0.17 sale rate on an 18 slot bag, worth doing. Which bag is it, Rosenquist? Because I know I'm selling quite well the Netherweave, the Frostweave, occasionally an imbued Silkweave, Hexweave, and sometimes the Silkweave satchels as well, if I can get these Shalderai Silk at the right price. Yeah. The imbued Netherweave, yeah, I do occasionally sell that one for amazingly high amount of price. Silkweave satchels are doing good for you, 100 gold profit each. Not bolt. The imbued Netherweave bag, are you thinking? I thought that was a 30 slot mag though, maybe. Not an 18 slot. No, imbued Netherweave. That's the other. No, I'm thinking of the wrong expansion. Yes, the regular Netherweave bags I sell. Imbued I haven't tried selling. I'll have to go over to Samadan and have a look. So I'm going to make these with my 2 expulsum on these. So ideally I want to get myself over to at least 145 ideally, and then we need to go over to Najatar for the rest. So how many can we make at this point? We can make 20, so that's not quite everything. Probably going to miss some storm silver ore, I imagine, or platinum ore. We're missing a little bit there. Let's go through what we can make. We'll send these over to Samadan afterwards. Probably not worth selling. It's gone yellow as well. 38, 39, 40. So that's not too bad actually. Now it's gone green. So let's see what else we can buy with this, because things might increase slightly with those 2. And then what's next in our list? So these would be tricky. There's a definite sticking point here, just to get myself over to the 145 section. I'm reluctant to keep on doing green. It would be tempting to make these, but I don't have any hydrocore or tidal core for those, which is a big shame there. Recipes wise, what haven't I learnt? That's Coltiran, Eldritch Osmanite. This is all for new stuff. Uncanny Combatants is what I really want, but we need to be up to 170 for that. Tempered Storm Seal is 150. Yeah, this is tricky. That's from in Discovery, emblazoned and imbued. So those are from when I'm doing the girdles and I make them, and then I can make another one. Okay. We've just been to the trainer. Yeah. Don't forget vendor bags like Draenic Leather Pack. You're selling those for 800 each and 0.12 sell rate. Very nice, Silent Mouse. How's the deposit prices on those? Yeah, getting to 145 is the trick here, from the looks of things. Tools of the trade I can't do, I don't believe, until I'm 150. Or what have we got here? Inflatable mount shoes is 150, and Operation Mechagon, monolite reinforced chassis. That would be nice if I could make that, because that is worth a fair amount as well. But then obviously I would have to do Operation Mechagon to get that one as a drop. I'm imagining that's bind on pickup as well. I don't think that's something we could actually buy, unfortunately, looking at things. So yes, I can see how we've got a sticking point here. We can either power through it, we've got a little bit more expulsum, we'll have to buy a little bit more platinum ore and storm silver ore to get ourselves at least 3 more. I think that would be my route forward on this. So looking at that again, there is that bacon snacks and the Dark Moon Fair. I was thinking about that, but I'm thinking, okay, what can I do? What would I do if the Dark Moon Fair wasn't so close? In terms of like, if I was to approach this as a video for anyone else looking at this. But yes, having the Dark Moon Fair, if people had patience, that would be the recommended thing. I was looking at Unknown. Yes, that's right, Commander Bond. Got to start back at work, end of lunch break. Have a great stream. Thank you very much for stopping by, Doc Otter. Lovely to have you here. Just do the Najatar campaign and you'll easily get to 170. Yes, we've done the campaign, but we need to actually get ourselves up to, according to professions, looking at this, we need to get past 145 to be able to then get the Notorious gear and start from there. So I'm thinking I will carry on with my current, I'm going to buy a 30 slots pack for 800 when you can buy it for 120. I know, Arabani, the Hexaweave bags just do so much better, strangely. It's a very odd thing. So let's just fly over the other side so I can get to the mailbox. And then have a look at what I needed to buy. So we're looking at plate arm guards, storm silver ore. We'll need a fair amount of that. Let's have a look at the price of that on the auction house at the moment. Maybe make one of each that's possible points, and then create a new character to level. One of each. One of each character that can do professions. Is that what you mean? I think, or have I misinterpreted that? Looking over here, I'm going to look for that. One of each weapon and armor. Oh right, okay, I see. As giving me armor for that character to then level them up. I see. That could be useful, certainly. The same thing, you can buy the 2 times uncanny, but some people buy 50,000 uncanny for no reason. I know, sometimes they do. It's very odd. I guess they really want those stats. Right, okay. So we are looking for storm silver ore. No, we're not. Yes, we are. Storm silver ore. Storm silver ore. And it's currently at 12 gold. Then it ramps up to 15 gold. Min buyout was 10. Region market is 16, so it's slightly cheaper than average for the region. My mat cost is currently at 10. So I'm going to be buying these slightly more expensive than I got them before. That's 500 gold there. And then another 91 gold. I'm not sure exactly how many I'm going to need. That's 70, 50 in the mail. I'm going to buy another 100 at this price. Another 1,500. Currently at 67,000. So we're doing okay gold-wise for now. I've got a feeling I'm going to use up a lot of my expulsum, which I am going to need later on as well. So we can make 6. We're hoping for 3 skill ups with these 6. Let's go for it. Oh, we need an anvil. Let's go on over there. Do forget about the anvil for blacksmithing. You can't just make it anywhere. Hop down here. Oh, got stuck. There we go. And then go back to my blacksmithing and right, okay. 142, 143, 144, and 145. Fantastic. We had enough with 1 spare as well. Used a couple of armor tokens to get 1 to rank 3. It's not a bad idea here. That would definitely be an option here. It's to just or just find a mechano. They work too. Do they actually work as an anvil themselves? That's brilliant. I didn't realise other people could use them like that. Game Cat, good evening to you. Hope you're doing well. Okay, so we are at 145, which is fantastic. We now need to actually get ourselves over to Najata to learn the other ones. Now, I did the campaign earlier, which is helpful. So we'll come round and hit the wall because I can't fly straight. We'll go through this way and we'll jump in here. There we go. Favourite quest in the game: work order ultramarine pigment, reward 5 expulsion. Yes, we did that earlier on Samadan. Very easy and a good use of the materials. So professions in Najata are over here. It's going to be one of these people. Profession trainer. It's not you. It's the other one. Blacksmithing supplies. Where's the other one? There's usually 2 of them around here. Ah, here you are. Let me count your goods. Ah, no, there isn't. What am I missing here? There we go. Profession trainer here. That's the wrong one. Okay, so now we want 145. Notorious combatants. Bits and pieces. We'll grab those. There we go. And then let's check this. So we need 145 to 160. We're going to use the notorious plate arm guards, which is similar again. So now we're using the osmanite ore. So that's going to be useful. There we go. And Zimpao, good afternoon to you. I hope you're doing well. Do we have a... Does that count? That counts as a forge, so that's good. So let's have a look. So Notorious Plate Arm Guards, Durable Flux and Osmanite Ore. We don't have a lot of Osmanite Ore other than 8 in the guild vault, so we'll probably be better off just buying some there. Apparently there's some at 10 gold there, so that would be nice if it's still around. We're going to need a fair little bit of this, so Osmanite Ore. Quick search for this. It's gone up to 19 gold, unfortunately, so that still seems better than it was market price earlier. So I'm going to buy some of this. I get 36 of that. Now we're down to 66,000, and I'm going to buy, I'm thinking, a fair amount of this. 20,000 seems a bit much, but I'm going to just stick to a conservative 200 for the moment. There we go. I know WoW professionals will probably tell me exactly how much I need. 120 there, and then 70 there, so that's probably enough for the moment anyway. So let's go over to the mailbox, collect that up, some extra purchases. And then we're going to jump back to using our forge, and we can make 20 of these with our expulsum here, durable flux. Just double check this, plate arm guards, 145 to 160. So let's go that and run through this. 145 and 7, 9 seems to be okay so far. Galtiran Master all the way through, powering on. 5, 6, 7, still orange, which is really nice. 9, 1, 60. Fantastic. Interrupt that. We've got a load of stuff now in our bags, which we'll need to send over to Samadan for disenchanting. We could possibly try selling the Notorious gear. That still does occasionally sell, but I'm thinking of leaving that for the moment. So now we have a few extras we can learn whilst I'm here. And then those are 165 and 170. But we need to probably go back to get the uncanny ones for our main. Yeah, we need to get that from our main trainer. So we need to head on back, I think, to Boralis. So let's use the portal here. Thomas, good evening to you. Hope you're doing well. Finally sold your 5 feasts. Took you a whole week of reposting 3 times a day. Oh, excellent. Sometimes they do take a while. Definitely. Why, when you try to mail something, it tries to autofill the name to the guildmates before it autofills your alt? That's interesting. I guess TSM thinks that everyone in your guild is a viable target, I guess. It's not something I've encountered before, though. Blacksmithing trainer is where we're off to next. Offload that many. To offload that many, probably easier to get crystals and quickly sell accords. Yeah, I think so, definitely. I keep making big mechs. They're so much faster. Yeah, the big mechs are really good sellers. Right. Okay. So we got the quest for the tools of the trade. I'm going to stick this on anyway, because even though it doesn't give us much, I don't believe, because we can get a chance to proc something that makes it undestructible or something like that. It's not something I think that adds much to value on items. So that's a nice to have, but not necessarily something we have to have for blacksmithing. But we will carry on with the uncanny gear. Oh, actually, we need to be 170 for the uncanny gear. So I am slightly missing by 10 here. Let me just double check the next one. Good evening, Natty. Hope you're doing well. And so 160, 170. Stop at 169 if you plan to craft the new epic plate armors, since you get 6 skill points for crafting the 2 belt and 2 pants. But you do suggest getting the rank 2 Notorious Plate Arm Guard here for 2 marks of honour, which will cost me another 70 Osmanite ore and 20 Storm Silver ore. Otherwise, I'm going to be stuck again, probably. So let's just have a look at this. Where are we at here? So we've got Notorious, that's 3, that's 3, that's 5, that's 3. Just looking mainly at the Expulsum prices here. And that one's still 2 at the moment. But if we did get the rank 2, that should take us up to 10. Hopefully the rank 2. Is it worth buying the extra 1? I guess at this stage, for the purposes of leveling up, we might as well. There is the mount shoes as well. We will be doing those later. Oh, the inflatable mount shoes, actually. That's a thought. I hadn't looked at those. They were mentioned, actually. Mushy mentioned these. Let's look at this in TSM. Scroll down. Inflatable mount shoes. Yes, they do seem to be quite good, actually, because people do need that. And we need, for that, looking at this, use fill. Exactly. There we go. Mushy's come in. Yes, exactly. Yeah. So, inflatable mount shoes. Right, okay. So, dredged leather bladder seems like something we would make with leather working, which I haven't got. Crafting cost of 108, min buyout of 230. There we go, killing off some brain cells. Pet leveling in the garrison. Fantastic. Oh, we've got the event on at the moment, haven't we? Yes, the sign of the critter. So rather than spending on Notorious here, we could maybe think of profit here. Inflatable mount shoes would be a good option here. And it can give us some skill ups for a little while as well. So dredged leather bladder would be my next thing here. Obviously you could buy these if you don't have a leather worker. I'm guessing you buy them off the auction house. But let's have a look on Earthen. It's not something I've actually tried selling on Earthen. So let's go have a look. Dredged leather bladder. Try and remember that. Okay, so into leatherworking. Let's look in the standard. Colteran, dredged leather. That'll be down at the bottom, won't it? Comfortable Riders Barding. I don't try selling that either. That's probably something I could think about selling as well. 0.019, but I digress. Let's focus on this for the moment. So dredged leather we have in abundance. Nylon thread we can buy easily. And it does seem like something we should be actually selling from looking at this. 0.15 sale rate isn't massive, but we could add that to our repertoire. Let's head on round the corner, buy ourselves some nylon thread at a slightly... Actually, it won't be any cheaper because I don't have any reputation on this character. So let's go through anyway and buy maybe a stack of nylon thread. We can always send some on to Samadan. So in terms of leather working now, we can make some dredged leather bladders. Let's make all 40, and then we'll split them. We'll post 20 on, or maybe not that many. Maybe we'll post 10 on and send 30 over to El Morty. So we've got some as a crafting option here. It's always worth adding some extra things in here. I'm trying to think of expand. This is mainly sort of things that I can do to expand my gold making opportunities, really. So you made 62,000 gold today and got 30 hexweed bags on the auction house. That's a really nice number. So you're almost there. Managed to buy 5 out of 6 tokens needed for Shadowlands in 25 days. You need to farm 100,000 more within the next 5 days, and you got it. Excellent. That is certainly doable. In 5 days, 100k, that is certainly doable, yeah. Yep, hexweed bags still sell. So what I will do in this case, whilst I'm here, is we'll add to our leatherworking, so BFA leatherworking. We don't have a mount equipment thing here, so let's add a new group here, and we'll call this mount equipment. And then we'll add in dredged leather bladder. Group operation to this will be something fairly simple, like average crafting max 8 could be quite nice. DB crafting singles, region average times 5. I'm thinking something like crafting singles max 8. Let's have a look at this operation, see if it's worthwhile. Posting wise, 48 hours, post cap of 8. We don't want a bid here at the moment, 100%, 0 undercut. Crafting, average between DB market and DB region market. So crafting is the factor here, an average between the two and average between the two there. So that would seem to be what I would use in this situation. Looking at my bag, and where's my bag? And my tooltip for these. So where are they? Dredged leather bladder. Minimum price 119 gold, currently on for 230. My normal price is 379 and my maximum price is 632. That seems quite good in terms of what we need. And then we will go on back here to mount equipment, and we will just change the crafting operation. We're going to be posting 8 on at any time, so we probably want to make, well, ideally we'd make 8 at any one time, so we need to add another group in here. So we'll go and take our crafting operations, we'll take the 10 of each and we'll make a copy of it, and we'll call it 8 of each, and then we'll change this number to 8. The 20% crafting should be fine for that, so that's profit. If you're thinking of tighter margins, maybe 10% crafting, but we'll stick with 20 for now. That seems to work for me. And then we'll jump on over here and go onto my Brutosaur. Just check that operation works. So we'll go here, mount equipment, run post scan. So dredged leather bladder 230, crafting cost of 109, stack quantity size 1 of 8. We're going on for 48 hours, so let's post that on. There we go. That leaves us with 22 that we can send on over. So let's run round to the mailbox, and then we'll jump in. I realise I haven't caught up on chat for the moment, so whilst I finish this brain splurge, then I'll come on over. Let me check my bags, and we'll add in 20 and 12, that's 32. We'll send these to El Morte, send them over. There we go. Right, what did I miss? Of course they sell, they are better looking and they are epics. Basically, yeah. You made 525k profit this month. Still need to expand professions since alchemy was big, your big money maker, and it's really going down now. I'm experiencing the same, Krozak, definitely. Hopefully it'll level off and stable out, hopefully. Went to create a group and put all the Goldmaker streamers, players in that group, named it to never underestimate the laziness of people. That's a good name. It's the better bag since what? So 4 years. I think it's because people know the name. Yeah, I think it sticks in people's brains, certainly. Comlet, good evening to you. Hope you're doing well. Lovely to have you here. And even BFA, they know there is an equivalent in BFA, but basically people think, well, Hexweaves are still the one, and they're purple. They look good, so you might as well. 1.4 million, that's almost 1.5 million. That's amazing, Rose. Okay, so we're going to swap back now to El Morte and finish off our blacksmithing here. We can probably get this done tonight, which would be really nice. So we'll go over here. Hopefully, fingers crossed, if I've got enough expulsum. I'm using a lot of my expulsum on actually leveling up. I would like a little bit of expulsum left to actually craft some uncanny gear. So we've also got weapons as well. So there's a lot of uncanny stuff. We certainly don't have enough marks of honor for it. So let's go over, let's fly over here. go to our mailbox. Okay, we've got some expires here to deal with as well. We'll leave the gold in there, just a few different bits and pieces. Sold another 2 potions of luck though, that's good. I need to send a lot of this over to Samadan whilst I'm here. Let's, I guess we could do this manually. I think that's enough there. Samadan, send that lot over. I could do a group for this, but there's no point because this isn't going to be something I'm going to be doing regularly. And some of that, send mail. There we go. So that's all sent over. Nicely done. We picked everything else up, head on back to my end here. What did I miss? Oh, check. Spreadsheet with everything you can push. You can hit 1 million raw in a month. Your raw gold challenge is so much. Excellent comment. I'll have a good look at that later. Let me just pop that over this side so I can bookmark it. Move that one down. Hold on one moment. There we go. Fantastic. I love a good spreadsheet, as we do here. You can get 50k from Savage Blood, but I wait until tomorrow doing them. I'm too sleepy at the moment, that's fair enough. Is there a way to set up an operation for equipment that will let you post one of every affix at the price of the cheapest affix? No, not really, because what you're doing there is you're mixing the two, ignore item variations. So you could maybe... No, I can't think of a way of doing it because the group uses the item variation in it. I can't think of one now. Everything's going down, to be honest. I believe it will be even worse, and it's not even the end of the expansion in general. New auction house made trading easier for many people, and just post and post walls of items. There is no chance someone will buy your things if there is something ahead of them. The only way to sell is to undercut them even further, or unless you can manage the market yourself and work on the materials coming in and dominate the entire market. There's another option there as well. It's a tricky time, certainly. Epiphytes, thank you very much for the follow. Hope you're doing well. I am going to... I was planning on disenchanting them, yes, Real Jenny. You think they still sell? I know you posted about the notorious ones selling, but I figured some of the sinister ones wouldn't sell. I'll give it a try though. I'll do it on Samadan manually before I do it. Sinister and notorious still sell on the auction house. Okay, well I'll take your word for it because you know this market on Shadow Song. If you don't ignore variations and then only allow one post, should allow only allow one to post, and it should allow each different one. That would be right, Cyranid, but then how would you set the price to be the price of the cheapest of everything? That's the bit I'm not sure how TSM would work it out, I think. But it's an interesting dilemma, certainly, not one I've encountered before. So let's have a look. Where was I doing though? Would it have a its own ID? In which case, yes, that's a good idea actually. Yes, you would use the DB market price of the ID of the one without item variations. Yes, good idea, Jack. If you can find out what the ID of the thing without the variations is, then you could use that as your base price for your minimum. Yes, that would work. But yeah, 1 million in a month is really nice comment. I really like that. It sits quite nicely as well. Did some testing this week, buying out and reselling, manipulating, made around 300k profit that way. It takes more time than you can afford, certainly not after the quarantine is over. What was that for? Was that... Only thing you can do is babysit your auctions. Yeah, is what you're saying. Did some testing, buying out, reselling, manipulating. Made around 300 profit that way, but it takes more time. Yes, okay, that makes more sense. Yeah, I'm following the thread now. Yeah, so that's the way you can still make a profit out of it, but it does require having a good amount of liquid gold as well to be able to buy out what you need and sort of keep on top of those markets. Right, okay, so someone's selling actually sinister and notorious gear in the trade chat, interestingly. So where were we on the... Let's have a look here. So we've got notorious arm guards rank 2, but we weren't going to do those. We were going to look at the inflatable shoes. So now let's go down here. Inflatable mount shoes. So they take 8 of these. It's quite a large amount. I can at least make 3, but I'm going to have to go back and make some more. And the monol hardened hoof plates, we'll have to make some more of those as well. So, well, let's at least make the 3 we can. Inflatable mount shoes. These do sell. That gets us up to 163. It's still that, so we'll have to make some more monol hardened hoof plates, which we can. We've got the rank 3 for that. So let's create... How many do we need per shoe? Just the 1. So let's make, say, another 10. So that we've got a stock of those. We'll create those. All I want to say thank you, as Dude has been a good friend and legit got me loving gold making. Oh, very kind of you to say so, Comlet. Actually, after you said that, last time you posted one of each Honourable, Notorious and Sinister inscription off hands and sold an Honourable one each of the last 2 days. Well, there you go. If they're cheapest, keep changing. You can make a string with multiple IDs and use the minimum between those. That's another good idea, Jack. I like your thinking. Good evening, Jeannie. How are you? Just trying to figure out how to implement my Expulsum custom price into your auction of crafting operations. Oh, excellent. Well, if you do have any questions, please do shout them out. So we can make at least 1 more mount shoes whilst we're here, and then I have to jump back and make some more bladders. I didn't realise I needed 8 of these. Now, if we were using the old auction house system, I'll be selling these in stacks of 8, but as we're not using that now, I'm going to have to use just any old amount. So I guess making another 30 would be useful from looking at that. So I'm going to log back out and log back in, and we'll work on the next lot of things we need to do. This is kind of, if I was more prepared, I'd be able to do this in one go, but I'm kind of making it up as I go along. On the inflatable mount shoes, there's a good profit on them. We'll have a look at that in a moment. It was at least, I'd be guessing if I said what it was. I'd have to look. Dredged leather bladder, we need some more thread. That's the next thing. So let's go over and buy, we'll use our thing here because it's the same-ish price, I believe. Nylon thread, 2 stacks should do for the moment. And we can carry on with the bladders. We'll make 30 for sending over. I'll create those. You second this made a few notorious items the other day by mistake and actually sold them all rather fast. You need 48 pieces of that dredged leather bladder. Okay, thank you, creatives. That will help me with a little bit more. I might as well make some more whilst I'm here. So we've got at least that much. At that time it was 6,995 gold, but I don't know what the profit though. You will have a look at the moment. I don't think it's that much from looking at things. So let's make another, what did I make, 13, so 48. Let's round that up to, well, we can't do 20, so we need another lot of nylon thread. Let's make another 20. No, that's the wrong thing. I need that. Nylon thread. Another stack. Click OK. And then we'll make this, and then we'll make another dredged leather bladder, we'll just make that another 20 as we're here. Inflatable mount shoes is your best profitable item on both servers. Okay, well this is a good sign. Inflatable mount shoes, that is a lot of profit. 141 sold. That's a lot of gold earned. Definitely worth doing then. There we go. If that's an endorsement of anything, there we have one. Just subbed, excellent. Next time you pop up. Doing alright, just woke up from a nap, been a long day, was exhausted when you got home. That's fair enough. Everyone deserves a good nap when they need one. Yeah, so looking at the shoes is a good diversion by the looks of things. I'm happy to make these. Whoops, that was the wrong button. I thought I was a priest for a minute there. Right, so let's go send. I'm going to send all 50 over, I think, to Samadan. No, not Samadan. I'm used to doing that. El Morte. We'll send those over. So we've got those ready. Let's log back out and swap back over. This makes this easier. El Morte has those. And then this should get me to my 170 level. And then we can start on Uncanny gear, which is really good going. We should be able to finish off this profession, hopefully. Well, at least get it started, if nothing else. And then we'll head on back over the other side. Pick up our bladders. And then head on back over again. So glad we got flying now. And then we'll go back into blacksmithing. So we could be making those, but we're not. We're going to be making inflatable mount shoes. That's exactly 6, as you were saying, I needed. Dredged leather bladders, 8 of those, 50 monohardened hoof plates. Let's see, it's gone yellow now. 68, 69, and 70, and it goes green. Perfect timing from that respect. But we probably will be making some more of these. So whilst we've made them, let's look at our TSM operation for these. So we've got blacksmithing mount stuff at the moment, hoof plates and stirrups. The operation here is to post 10 of them. A crafting operation here would be maybe, let's keep 10 of each for now. That might be useful. And then we'll go back into our add remove items and we'll add in, why can't I see them? They're because they're green, that's why. Let's add those in. What is the min-max normal price on these with my basic group? So we're looking at a min buyout of 6,999, a crafting cost of 1,000, using 8 dredged leather bladders, which is 915. And then 1 mono-hardened hoof plates, which is 172. So that's a good margin. My normal price is actually 6,000 gold, so it's a little bit cheap there. But my maximum goes up to 15,000, so there's a good variation in those amounts. So I'm happy with that. We can probably post some of those on straight away, in fact. So we'll go onto auctioning, run a post scan. So there's the hoof plates. We're going to put some of those on as well, just in case an enchanter wants to buy some. Then the stirrups are going to go on as well. And then inflatable mount shoes is a really good price there. I may have to split these groups into different groups depending on what's selling well. So this is only going to be sort of like basic for the moment. The wild jade I'm tempted to keep, but actually no, I'm going to sell that for the moment. See if we get anything there. That's your sales in when you installed late November. Let's have a look. Sale data. That's a lot of sale. Gold earned 2.7 million gold with only 335,000 profit. Very nice indeed. Very nice. Blacksmithing secret is out. All the failed alchemists are going to start switching professions. Well, this is the good thing, Commander Bond, about having multiple professions is that should one decline, hopefully others will be at least decent, hopefully. Put all your gold into mats, and now you have 2.5 million on the auction house. Here's to hoping they'll sell. Hopefully, fingers crossed, Lady Daisy. It's a scary time when that happens, certainly. Recently learned that the Silas proc is 1.75 times. Any reasons you picked 1.7 when I set up alchemy? That was just the number that was being thrown around at the time. Bacon snacks. So the new Anchoid looks like it's the Nightshade in Shadowlands. Could be wrong, but it's out of place in Bastion. Oh right, okay, yeah, that would be a bit strange. Going on TSM for the first time, I found your Hex feedback. Want to see it? Oh yes, there we go, we saw it already. And the Kenchak, thank you very much for the follow. Hope you're doing well. Do we know any items to stock up on Shadowlands to make a profit? I think it's a bit early to say yet at this stage. Other than what Metcat says, the Sky Golem is always kind of handy because people run around with that. And I guess what else would be useful at this stage? I'm not sure. Goblin glider kits, but I've got a feeling that glider kits are going to be slightly different because there's a different one for each covenant, so maybe not on that front.
If you find anything exotic, bring
So carrying on with blacksmithing, let's have a look at. So we got to 170. We didn't use the Notorious Combatant plate arm guards, and we saved ourselves 2 marks of honour that way as well, using the inflatable shoes, and hopefully we'll get a good profit on those as well. Oh, someone's got the achievement, the long Corey. I thought I was going to be the long boy for 1 minute there. Hope you're doing well. Just returned to the game recently, and while running shopping scans, you need to manually buy everything you need. There used to be a scroll until the item disappears. Is this because of the new auction house? Yes, it's pretty much the new auction house does need a confirm now, so you need to click and confirm. So it's a slight change there in the auction house. The potions that the add-on Azeroth Autopilot recommends are good to stock up, and that would be also handy. Yeah, definitely. Anything that an add-on thinks is required that other people follow is definitely worth it. Get a lot of materials with Blood of Solaris from the Paragon boxes. Oh, okay, for the auto hammers. That's a good idea. I'll have to remember that one. According to TSM, you've gotten 44 of the 6,000 gold cards at a total gold earned of 264,000 from those alone. Wow, that's a lot. So 175. We don't really want 170 to 175. We don't really want to be making Notorious gear to be leveling up here. We really want to be using Sinister. So again, I'm going to not bother with that last bit. We're going to go over here, and we're going to train in this. So we're going to get the uncanny stuff here at 170. This is the latest we want. So let's buy it all, and then we can start thinking about what we want to actually make from this front. I also, whilst I remember, otherwise I'm going to forget to do this, I'm going to jump back to Nazjatar because there was 2 recipes there that I didn't pick up. Oh, I'm not actually at the right skill level yet. I have to come back at a different time. I'm not quite, not mining, I'm not quite at, actually no, this is okay. At 170 I think that was enough. Let me just jump and have a look. Yeah, just craft Uncanny from 170. Yeah, that would be the best idea here. There's no point making Notorious. So I'm just going to check from this person. Can I buy the last 2? Yes, they are. The Osmanite Girdle and the Leg Guards. I like to keep my professions complete if I can. So I might as well add that one in. There'll be a few unlearned things I haven't picked up yet, some rank 3s perhaps. The next thing to think about is our use of Marks of Honour. So I only have a limited number. Much as I would love to buy all of them, where's the exit? There it is. I'm thinking I'm going to need to buy just a select few of those. So my criteria for the Marks of Honour spend at this point, let's have a look at blacksmithing. Let's switch to TSM so we can see everything. So here's the uncanny gear. So what I would be looking at here is either sale rate and profit margin would be the ones I would want to do best here. So uncanny gear takes me down to here, 0.07, so not a huge sale rate, but I want to have at least a few of each ones. But as Magnesio says, focusing on the weapons would be a good thing to do, I think, at this stage. So we've got all these weapons. They do have a slightly better sale rate here, 0.18, 0.14. So the cutlass seems to be the best. No, actually, that's, yes, the notorious one's there. So the cutlass would be my first thought here. So I could, how many expulsum is it? That's 5 expulsum. That's a lot of expulsum. That's 7 expulsum. So I'll be looking at these and thinking, okay, I really need to get the expulsum price down on these. That would be my first thought on each of these, 5 and 7 for those. So I would look at least trying to reduce the price of these first and foremost, although the looking at that, the sale rate is a lot less on that front. Wish you could show my uncanny sales per item, but I think it's impossible on the ledger. It will show affixes. I'm not sure, actually, Metcat. 2.5 million gold in over 6 months. That's brutal every year through one item. I feel sad. You might go away in Sodlands. That's definitely a sad time. These are good prices. I am on Shadow Song on EU. You're more than welcome to join me here. We have lots of people in the chat who are on Shadow Song. Hades Bane, good evening to you. Hope you're doing well. We're just going through, we're skilling up blacksmithing. We're on the last 5 skill points. We're going to buy ourselves some uncanny stuff here. So let's fly over to the profession, PvP profession vendor, which is this little building over here. And then we speak to this person. So we could think about how many marks of honor do we have. So I've got 12 on me, so I could think of doing actually the 2 on each, or thinking of maybe the 4 that I need for the rank 3 for specific ones. So I'd probably look at my best one and then go from there. So a lot of people asked here and whispered me with what to save up for with Shadowlands. Can't really say what, but you keep in mind that Shadowlands will come a new system for new people, and they can find their way in WoW and learn the game. I mean, a lot of players will come to WoW, and a bigger chance they will say. So think of items new players can use for leveling. That's a very good base, I would say, Jack. I'd agree with that, certainly. You main Horde, but you do have a 120 Shaman on Silvermoon. Maybe you should move it. It's worth a go, certainly. New players will have to level in BFA. Yes, they will, won't they? Strong Troll Blood Potion was super cool when you started. Wow, it does sound good, definitely. So I would look at this and have a look at my blacksmithing here. And we'll look at the weapons first. So of the choice of these, I would take the sale rate of these 2 first and foremost as my best ones. This one, the Deck Pounder, if I can get this expulsum price down first, so I would use 6 marks of honor on this first and foremost, and then 2 marks of honor. I need, well, 12 will get me these 2 to rank 3. So the Cutlass and the Deck Pounder. So if I focus on those first, I would say that would be my best option here. So I'm going to buy those. So the Cutlass rank 2 and the Deck Pounder rank 2. Then I'll learn those 2. Then I still have 2 marks of honor left on Samadan. And then I'm going to go back to these 2. And then I'm going to buy the Cutlass and the Deck Pounder rank 3 for these 2. And then I'll learn these 2. And that one. Oh, that reminds me, actually, yes, for those that are patrons, I did release today my first Samadan Storytime video. which is half an hour of me reading the novella on the Horde side. I've edited it down and added some illustrations from both the book and my own illustrations. So if you are a patron or considering becoming a patron, that is the first thing, as well as the Mario board, that is available now. So that's something to look forward to. Faster HP gain items like food can be handy for newer. Will newer players use food? Is my question though, Jack, because the speed at which people level doesn't really require people using food that much these days. Thank you, Kaida. And so next up is we've got the rank 3s, so let's look at TSM on this lot and look down at our rank 3s we've got now. So the profit margins seem to be quite good here, 4,000 and 4,000. I didn't take a note of what they were. The deck pounder's now 5 expulsum, so that's not a huge difference there, and 3 expulsum there, so it has dropped a couple of expulsum off of those. I think this would be my start of things to make at least. So I'm going to queue up one of those and one of those to start off with. I would like to make probably ultimately 5 of everything, so that I can account for all the different variations, but that would be a huge amount of things to make with expulsum. So I'm just going to start small and work my way up from there. In terms of expulsum, what I need there, I've got enough expulsum for now. So I'll craft these 2. Oh, I need an anvil. Let's go and find myself an anvil again. Let's go back over this way. I wonder how fast leveling will be. Well, I did hear that it will be just as fast as it is now, if not faster. Potions that allow you to run faster, there's a couple of those, but question if they would work in Shadowlands. Yes, we don't know whether those work or not. So that's definitely worth thinking about. These are the teams you're using. Let's have a look at these. So Galv, what's that for? Right one too. Don't recognise those. Did I miss something from earlier? 490 card of omens left to craft. Time is real. Lots of cards. Right, so let's make some uncanny gear. This is our first lot of stuff. The pet battle buff for level pets. Right, thank you, Medget. Yeah, that makes sense. Pet leveling in Dalaran. Now I understand. So I'm going to make a uncanny combatants, cutlass and deck pounder. One of each is not really enough. You need to account for all the different variations that we're going to get here. But as a starting point, as for leveling ourselves up, now interestingly I didn't get a skill point according to that. What are they on the regular one? Go down here. Yes, they are green actually, so I won't necessarily get one all the time for these. So I will eventually get to my 175, but that's okay. So in terms of gear that things I'm going to need to make sure I buy, Osmanite ore, Storm Silver ore is the main things here for making these. That's all Storm Silver ore for all of those. So I'm going to need a shopping operation for these, Osmanite and Storm Silver ore. So let's have a look. I've got 4 in my bags. Let me make a shopping operation here. So blacksmithing, we've got mount stuff. We will need another group here. We shall call this. I was thinking. Can't spell. Shopping as a group, and then make a subgroup of that, and call this uncanny ore. And then we're going to add in Osmanite and Storm Silver, which are the main ones we need to buy here. Kuhn did a lot of pet battles today for hours. Yeah, I can imagine he did. No pop servers, but on your servers, which are all highly populated, people just buy the cheapest items. So maybe 3 or 4 items with the better secondary stacks. I think on Shadow Song at the current state, it's worth me doing the different item variations for now. Eventually, I may do that and just ignore item variations and just sell them at the cheapest. Anyway, we need to get groups set back up on TSM without just importing dodgy strings. Do you mean in terms of backing up your own things, Hadesbane? Because TSM should keep its own backups internally, and you can restore backups through the app by double-clicking on the relevant backup. Or do you mean actually just starting from scratch? Someone on the forum sound confirmed that the tones for talent switch won't work for previous expansions like Legion ones. Oh, that's interesting. Quick way to get groups set back. We just read that one. Had to reinstall WoW because you had file corruption and ended up losing everything. So you should. Yes, did you lose your add-on folder? Now I can't remember if TSM by default stores everything in the cloud or not, or whether that's a premium only feature. Please do correct me if I'm wrong on either of those. It's one or the other. Okay, back to work. Stay safe. See you later. Thank you for stopping by, Zimpow. Lovely to have you here. And then I think I'm going to add, I guess, monolite and platinum ore are the other two here. So I'll call this group other BFA ore. BGA ore. Whoops, that was wrong. BFA ore. And then I'm going to add in monolite and platinum. I don't believe Laystone is a BFA one, is it? Queen's Opal. Laystone seems like a Legion thing to me. Alzai, I can tell by the prospecting. Alzai, Kyanite, and that's a different thing, so that makes me think that's Legion. So I'm going to add those two into the other ones, yeah. Yeah, I thought it was Legion. Thank you for the confirmation. So I'm going to keep the bladders for myself, and then I'm going to add in another group. We want a shopping operation for this, so under this shopping operation here, we're going to create a shopping operation. We're going to call this shopping average buy, which is basically just literally using first between either average buy or DB market as our operation, so that we can see the percentage based on our average buy price, which is usually quite useful. And then that's going to apply to both of those two. And then under blacksmithing, we're going to add in another group. I'm going to call this one Uncanny Selling. And I'll make another one for crafting at a later date, because I'm going to make up more of these, but I'm just going to put these two on at the moment, keeping ignore item variations unchecked for this one, so I'm going to sell them at their individual ones. Put that on my to-do list as well, besides videos. Thank you, Silent Mouse. I could do with that. And then group operations here, we're just going to do a selling one. We'll save the crafting for another time, so let's use the DB average between region and DB market craft minimum, and then look at the tooltip for these items. So crafting cost is 744, minimum is 2,600, normal is 7,800, and maximum is 19,000. So depending on the variation of those, we'll post those on as a start of the group. We'll have a look here. And we'll post this lot on Uncanny Selling and run a post scan. So stirrups are going on, the deck pounder for 5,000 and that one for 5,400. So our first two, but we really need more of these on. So the next thing to do here would be to make a whole load of each of these. So what I would do to start off with is I probably need to make one each of everything. You personally would ignore various, no one bothers with stats on eye level 400 gear. That is definitely worth considering at this point, Nabble, I would say. people will just want the item level rather than the stats, but because my server is slightly less populated, I'm going to go for this for at least a few weeks to see how it settles, and then build it from there. Printing out the Brutal icon and putting it on a ring. That's very nice, Drizzling Rose. I like that idea. We had some really dumb undercutting people selling stuff under crafting costs. It can be a problem. I guess the only point there is just buying it up when it is cheap and hoping that you can reset the market on them. So my next thought here would be to add in, if I was to do this in a full set, the next thing I would do here would make myself one each of everything. So all the armour, I would add in one each of these, just so that I've got them to start off with. Even the things that are 0.07 sale rate, and then I can split them into different sale rates at a later stage. Little box you put the ring in. Oh, like a ring box. Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you, Mushy. We're not doing too badly at the moment. And so gone through there. And then we'll go on the weapons as well. So we made the cutlass and deck pounder. Ideally, I could use the ones I've got here, but it'd be quite nice to have more than one of these. So if we were to add in another 2 here, and then another 2 here, no, 3 here in fact, but all the different types of weapons, even they've got different sale rates and things like that, this would be my basic list of things to make. TSM is telling me it's a profit of 67,000, but obviously that's dependent upon the item variation. Now the interesting thing here would be how much expulsum we need for this, which is 52 expulsum, and would also need some osmanite ore and storm silver ore, and then buy that from the vendor. So 52 expulsum is going to be the main thing to get. The main way to get that is going to be through sending bracers over. So I'm going to have to factor that in and send that over. I can only make a couple. I have 8. I need 52. TSM counts on the worst item variation for the uncanny gear. Does it actually count on the worst? I hadn't realised it did that, but that's good to know actually. So that's the minimum profit, which is really, really nice. You're producing 200 expulsum a day for you. That is a lot. I'm going to need to up my tide spray game if we're going to be using this, because I'm going to have to feed this for my uncanny gear for leatherworking, my tailoring, my enchanting, and my blacksmithing now. So there's going to be a lot of scrapping ahead, I can see. Do I realise one thing? What's that, Silent Mouse? Your blacksmiths are almost always the most expulsum staves. Yeah, I just did. Yes, the amount of scrapping that I'm going to have to do is absolutely amazing here. So, well, we don't have time to do that tonight, but we will at least finish off setting this one up. Holy scrap, exactly. I'm going to buy some osmanite and storm silver ore because we're going to need that. One more time at the scrapper. Let's try a shopping operation. So we're going to look at the uncanny ore. Run a shopping scan here. So storm silver is at 13 gold. Osmanite is at 20 gold. In terms of proportions, I'm not sure exactly how much I would need of each. Let's have a look at these. This is telling me 162 of osmanite and only 75 of storm silver. So looking at this as a rough guide, I'm looking at maybe double the osmanite to storm silver ore percentage. So in terms of shopping scan, I would look at my inventory of these. I've only got 4 of those and 78 of those. So I would literally, these numbers look quite good. In fact, 473 of those and 1500 of those. So that would cost me, I'm at 60,000 gold at the moment. That would cost me 6,000 gold for all of that lot. And the osmanite ore would cost me 30,000 gold. So that's a lot of my gold for all of that. Is that actually a reasonable price at this stage? 20, I mean, it could be as low as 10. Region average is 20, so I can live with that for the moment, but I won't buy all 1500. I'm going to simply buy 1,000 instead. So we'll keep that slightly less at 20,000 gold, giving me 30,000 gold left. So we started this whole process with 100,000 gold. I bought most of my materials that I needed. We had tide spray bracers sent over from Samadan, so I didn't have to factor in that cost of getting all the bracers for the Expulsum Shuffle. So if you were going to do this from scratch without any other characters, you would need to find a good way of getting tide spray bracers. I would recommend definitely a tailor on that front. So I would say roughly about 100,000, depending on the prices on your server. We did waste a little bit of gold. We didn't make use of the Dark Moon Fair. We didn't make use of any marks of honour to get us through the profession humps as we skilled up. So that would be another factor if you have an excess of marks of honour. We still don't have enough marks of honour for everything. So I've got a feeling a few battlegrounds maybe in order to collect up a few more marks of honour. So overall, I think blacksmithing is looking in a really good place. We just need to finish off a few things just to set up the final groups and things like that. But overall, I'm really happy. What did I miss? Oh, there's loads of stuff. One was Scrapper. I was creating a default group for all the items in the past. Don't know what it does now. TSM, yeah, has a default group for everything now. I don't tend to use it myself. You prep for 8.3 by scrapping, so you had 2,000 expulsum, nowhere near medkit numbers, but still, yeah, I think I'm going to need a lot more, definitely. Double the amount because 2 servers you have to run. I think it's reasonable. 20 is about right. You got your daily gold up to 56k, but also go to bed now. Okay, Risen Rose, lovely to have you here. If I didn't catch you beforehand, have a lovely evening. It's usually nearer to 35 on Shadow Song. Right, so this is a good price to be buying them, certainly. Thank you for the market prices. How many people go to Najtar anyway? Don't forget the Brawl. Exactly, that's not... Oh yes, the Brawl will give me an extra one, won't it, Gwilyn? Good point. So when is the next... Oh, there is one at the moment. A Wrathy Blizzard. So we could get some extra marks of honour here. Oh, this could be interesting. Okay, so a brawl on every single 120 character I have. If I manage to succeed, if I manage to win, there's no guarantee. Good luck winning on Alliance. We do have Nadamas, who is Horde. So at least one character might be able to do it. It'll be interesting to see what the differences are between the two of them. So yes, that will be a good way of getting my marks of honour. If I can get some wins through each of my 120s, we can do that. We've also got Children's Week, so I've got potentially some very interesting things coming up. What's this that says basic TSM training? Not signed up. Is that to do with Trade Skill Master? Why is that on the calendar? Has anyone seen that before? Or is that from our... or is this from our community, Jack? Have you added things into the community? Oh, I didn't realise you can get community things in the calendar. Oh, that's awesome. Well, there we go. If you are looking to get into the community, Jack has got the link for that. And then you can go in and have a look. You're going to do some training there on TSM. Check Sunday. Sunday says Darkmoon Fair and PvP Brawl. Doesn't have anything else. Don't see anything else on those. Volunteer Guard Day. Last week you put the stream in there. Oh right, that's fantastic. That's really good. Thank you, Jack, for sorting that one out. A famous Jack stream. Might have to pop in. But that's brilliant. Thank you, Jack. I didn't realise it actually appeared on the calendar. That's really useful. So yeah, we've got some interesting things coming up. Children's Week. Actually, whilst I remember, the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put on some cake before Children's Week starts, in case I forget. One last thing to do. We'll jump over to Samadan. Oh, I need to sort that transmog out. Pylon Sync, thank you very much for using your Prime. That's very kind of you. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for stopping by, and thank you for your support. That's incredibly generous of you. Thank you. I have a whole load of emotes for you to use as you like. End of expansion. So that's dropped to 2 gold 50. This one. This is. Oh wow, that's brilliant. That's really cool. Thank you for sharing that one, Metket. So Samadan needs to go to the guild bank and dust off my cake from last year. I believe I've got some cake that's 2 years old now as well. Let's just take a few of them for now. Delicious chocolate cake. I think I've got some... Yes, I do have some tasty cupcakes as well. We need those as well. And potentially small eggs and maize royal if you have it. That might be worth a decent price. Currently it's at 3 gold 46. People will be wanting to buy some of that up. Small eggs, I don't know if I have any. No, I don't have any small eggs. There we go. Throw it away, it's expired. You put on ink crafting if you're going AFK for a period of time, end of the night, 900 extra inks crafted. That's a good idea, Wave, but I tend to, because this is up in our bedroom, I shut down the computer straight away as soon as I finish here. So, but it's a good idea. It's something I could probably do during the day. So we've got those two. We're going to list those on. We're going to leave those for the moment, and then we're going to go and pop these on. And people will do Battlegrounds because of the achievement in Children's Week, so it may be a good idea on the weekend to try some Brawls and Marks 1. That's a good idea, combine the two. If you can get some people playing, then that's useful. So, looking at this, I haven't set up a group for this, so I'm going to do this manually for the moment. Let's look for delicious chocolate cake. Currently it's a very respectable 5,000 gold, so I will join them at that price. Let's keep it with 24 for a moment. Last time I sold these a year ago, my average sale was 4,300, maximum of 4,400, minimum of 3,800, and I sold 9 of them throughout Children's Week. So I've got a feeling it's going to be a fairly competitive market. And then the other thing is Tasty Cupcake, which is currently sitting at 200 gold. There's a lot of those on. I'm not sure, I mean it's so cheap to make this, the price of this will plummet, so I'm going to put those on for that price as well, because I'm not going to buy out 349 at 200 gold. I don't have 349 on me though, I only have 16. So why is that saying 349? Oh, this is for buying them. I need to post them, sorry, wrong button. There we go, max 16. Otherwise I very nearly bought those out then. 24 hours again, we'll post those on. And then let's have a look at Maize Royal, because anyone who's looking to buy some, anyone who's looking to make some delicious chocolate cake will want this. So I'm going to buy up all of the lot that is 2 gold. I'm going to take that and I'm going to post at, what was my last price? Purchased average on 4 gold 15. That's a lot, so we're going to post it here at 3. We could possibly push it up a little bit higher, but I'll go with this for the moment. And maximum we have is 100, so I'll post those on at that price. There we go. Also, an old pie. Thank you, Lizard. Bought up all small eggs, even at 9 gold each. Wrong button. Like he's going to buy them by mistake. Very nearly did that. It's getting late, definitely, it must be. But there we go, we've got at least that lot on, at least. Oh, damn it, they weren't yours. You put on 2 and I put on 24. We'll see how it goes, definitely. It's still here and alive. Well, that is me pretty much done for tonight, finishing on that almost disaster. So thank you all for hanging out tonight. Let's see if we can find someone to throw a raid on over to. who is on. Last time we did, and we've done our note. Persephone is on EU. She's doing EU at the moment. That could be quite good. We'll do Persephone, I think. Keep the EU side going. So we'll set this one up going, and I'll create. There we go. So thank you all for hanging out tonight. Really enjoyed your company. Lovely to have you all here. I hope we all learned something. I certainly did when it came to blacksmith. What I will do is I'll probably edit that all together into a video of leveling blacksmithing, and I'll post that one up on YouTube as a sort of like an edited version of leveling blacksmithing. And then I'll do the same. I still got more to do with inscription. Inscription needs some more fleshing out, so I'd like to build up some more YouTube videos on professions, so add that to the list, definitely. See me the real Sunday, exactly. So thank you all. It was absolutely lovely to have you here. We'll send a raid over to Persephone. Until Sunday, happy gold making, and I hope you all have a lovely weekend. There we go.